Eryndor is on the brink of upheaval. For centuries, the clan struggled against giants until 400 years ago, when dragons crossed the Great Sea, forcing them to unite and build the 10 Bastions. As the threat faded, the clans fractured into the 10 Kingdoms, and all but the last Bastion were abandoned. As ancient calamities stir and darkness rises in the east, my 4 champions must rise up to unite the kingdoms, restore the Bastions, uncover their secrets, and stand against this darkness as a declaration of war.
Calagon Dör. I will discover the secrets of my lineage and cement my legacy as one of the greatest adventurers of all time.
Please stay in here. The migration of the dragons forced the migration of peoples and beasts, which brings death. We're all invasive species now. I won't let us become extinct ones.
The name's Rodrick Elwood, the voice of this generation, and the greatest performer in the world. Oh, and you should see me with a bow.
And I, Arlyn Dursalai, searching for my father's sword, Trident, to bring justice to these lands. Together, we are the 4 Horsemen.
And this is Divine Inspiration.
Hello. These guys, good. All right. Hello and welcome, beautiful people. My name is Tristan, and as usual, I will be your DM tonight. Now, I am very, very excited to get things started, but before we press on, I would like to start with just a few minor announcements here, as some of you guys may have seen throughout the week. We do have our artist friend Frost, who hooked us up with some of the most amazing shots of each of our players' characters throughout this campaign, and so we are just so excited to be working with Frost for this. And guys, we just ask that if you get a chance, please by all means follow her, give her some likes on some of her art. Her stuff is beautiful, and I mean just absolutely top tier. Next up, while I am the guy behind the screen over on this end, I do want to show some honor to the guy behind the screen that is equally as important, if not far more so, on the opposite side of me. See guys, there is a producer running all of this fancy technology that we have, getting all these overlays in place and everything as we're starting this stream. And so guys, let's just give some honor to Javi while we can.
Turn all the cameras to Javi? No.
Yeah, right? That'd be pretty good. All right, and last but not least, our friends over at MOONBEAM. Our friends over at MOONBEAM have been absolutely spectacular to work with, and they've been such a joy helping us to better understand some of the processes as it comes to streaming, and to really bolstering us as we go along, just kind of hand in hand in this project. And we're very excited to see everything that they have still coming, and we're excited to show you guys what we're working on with them. So as soon as they're up, we will be sure to drop all their links and everything, but be sure to follow very, very closely because, guys, it's some very exciting stuff. Now, with that being said, go ahead and gather around, get comfy, and enjoy as we tell stories of legend, as told, of course, by Divine Inspiration. Last we left off, our wonderful party of adventurers had narrowly escaped a few different run-ins, honestly, with some giant octopi, both of which dealt some serious damage to the party members. Our heroes narrowly escaped, but were able to find themselves entirely bolstered after finding another mural, this time of this jackal-headed creature that was almost human-like and almost construct in nature. As they all stood together, they realized that there was something sapping their power and sapping the power of things around them and giving back to those within its immediate presence. And so as they all came together, they were given renewed energy for the day. After a single renewal, we'll say, the mural began to crack below their very feet, toppling some of the party members down into a small little chasm created by it, where they found a dull glow that led to a little gem. This gem, Calagon later used to release an unusual new ally, a small purple dragon that they named Berry, or specifically, Purpleberry. With Purpleberry and a little bit of rest, they decided that it was finally time to go ahead and part on their first big adventure without anyone to lead them other than themselves out into the great world beyond the edges of Manshire. And as they stepped foot nearer towards the cliff, they made one final decision as a group to tie themselves together and take a leap like never before. As they soar through the skies, just clouds seem to just rupture their vision left and right as they try to make their way, sensing what they can best of their abilities, and they notice that to one side there seem to be the crashing waves, and to the east the shifting sands, but directly below them instead what they see as they break the view of these clouds is an army of creatures that they were previously warned against. An army of creatures known as Bloodhawks, known for their red feathers and their violent tendencies. A swarm of them begins to slowly encircle, and one by one you start to take note as they break off and start to rise. Your faces, your clothes, everything is dragging back, and Calagon, as you look back, you notice that your new friend Barry isn't nearly as fast as the rest of you all. Or at least he doesn't seem to be diving with quite the gumption.
Guys, Barry,
Barry,
he can't keep up.
Where'd he go?
Barry, come here, boy.
Guy, the things.
Oh no! Do you see?
Do they look like they are about to attack us?
Make an insight check, actually.
I'm always on guard, so can I do that too?
Yeah, by all means.
Yikes.
6.
Okay.
8.
6 and 8, 2 worrying rolls starting us off for the session.
Oh no!
Okay, can I at
Isn't
least
that
hold
one
up?
again?
Can I at least see if they noticed us yet? Barreling towards them.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
23.
23, much better. Go ahead, Rodrick. All right. So, while everybody else has their eyes closed due to the heavy winds, Rodrick seems to instead have his pushed completely wide open as you notice these birds split off and sure enough start to raise up into the sky nearer and nearer towards you.
Oh
And
no!
one of them seems to be kind of diving down in a barrel roll before taking up directly below you.
Any ones that come near us, I want to just go and do gust. Blow them 15 feet away at least.
Nice.
Incredible.
Like,
Now, I do want to warn you, you are falling very quickly through the sky currently, and will soon reach terminal velocity at this current rate. However, with this creature coming at you, it's going to be hard to not only time it out, but even hit any creatures coming your way. That being said, if it doesn't change in any way, it definitely looks like one of you may just go through the other.
Okay. I would like to do minor illusion to make it appear like a Bloodhawk is actually diving straight barrel rolled straight down in front of us. So any Bloodhawk that is in front of us is going to get pretty much pierced through by another Bloodhawk.
Incredible. Okay. Let me just make sure of one final detail. Okay. Yeah. Easily enough, you create this small bird, and you kind of think with all your might, and as you put your hand out, it almost extends from your hand, and you see the wings go out and close, and then you realize that as you're going, this image just still in space as you yourselves now fall through it.
lovely.
So great. I love it.
No.
And this has now undoubtedly locked eyes with you lot as one of these creatures flies directly at you, probably about 100 feet below now, but clearly bridging that gap quite quickly.
I sheathe my sword. Unsheathe my sword, sorry.
Okay.
Can I see Arlyn?
Let's take a deep breath in.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys
Okay.
are still all tied together by the rope
Perfect.
you guys had previously.
I'm gonna say,
Lady.
Arlyn, what are you doing?
We must be prepared. They're coming at us.
Why don't you use your shield?
That is a great idea, actually. So I'm going to put my sword away. And I take out my giant shield from my back.
Okay.
Okay, can we somehow, so we're tied together. Can we kind of like wrap around him and let him be in the front with the shield?
Ooh.
I'm very distracted.
We're all like skydive dancing now. Just like
I am
making
distracted
formations.
though. I'm looking at Barry, making sure a bird doesn't attack Barry.
Calagon!
So you're gonna have to
I
drag
say,
me.
men, get behind me.
Nice. All right. So if I remember correctly, I believe it was Rodrick first, followed by Calagon, based on you like slipping next over when he went to jump first time.
I don't remember.
It could be that. That
yeah,
could
that
make
sounds
sense.
that
All
sounds right.
So
Sounds
we'll
plausible.
say it's Rodrick, Calagon, Arlyn, then Cleave in the back,
Okay.
where the
I'm going to purposefully
Small Barry
start
is following.
nosediving to go faster and be in the front.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say,
We're
Cleave.
tied together.
you guys are tied
my
together.
Yeah, we're all tied together.
So he's
Yeah.
in the middle.
But Cleave, if you hug Calagon, we'll create a line.
Already done.
It's like, don't say twice.
All right.
Oh man.
Arlyn, what is your goal as far as the shield? Are you looking to dodge? Are you looking to attack? What is?
I am looking to. That is a great idea, actually. I mean that's a great question.
Okay.
I am.
We should barrel roll straight through.
I'm
Just, like,
looking
barrel
to
straight
dodge. Let's say dodge.
Dodge.
Let's say dodge.
Okay. Very nice. Cleave. It is a single action, range of 30 feet. I'll tell you what. Everybody go ahead and roll for initiative.
Yeah, boo.
All right.
In the sky.
Both got
Uh-oh.
10s. Buddy!
Yes.
Nat 20. Two
Ah.
nat 20s in a row,
Wow.
by the way.
I
You
thought I
got
was
20s?
good with a
Okay.
19, and then
That's
Oh.
my.
and of course
We
I'm
both
not
got
first.
10s over here.
My last roll
Yeah,
was an nat
12
20 for
after
that
my,
perception.
And what is your dexterity?
Next.
My dexterity.
What's your modifier?
Oh, my modifier for. Okay, it's +3, so 23.
23. Incredible. All right.
Let's see.
All right. And Arlyn, you said you had a 19?
I got a 19.
Calagon and Cleave over here?
12.
And then 11.
All right. 12 and 11. Fantastic. First up, Rodrick, as these things are just barreling towards you faster than anything you've ever seen in your life, you see just barely as you kind of start to waver in and out, trying your absolute best to keep control in these rapid speeds. You kind of slowly skirt over to the side and hide yourself behind Arlyn's shield as he seems to be kind of guiding the pack currently, looking presumably at this point to dodge this creature as it seems to be just flying towards him. What would you like to do?
It's you.
I thought you were talking to Arlyn.
Nope, you're first.
Sick. I'm going to take out my bow.
Okay.
There's one bloodhawk that raised in front of us.
Yes.
I'm going for a headshot.
Incredible. Okay. Ooh. All right. So as you guys have kind of created this like thinner V formation behind Arlyn, it will require you to kind of like pull out a little bit, and you are falling with the arrows. So it's going to be at disadvantage trying to make a ranged attack.
Oh man, that's
But
rough.
by all means, give it a go.
Okay.
That is rough.
Let's see you with a bow.
Okay. It's leaned. Can I roll again?
Roll again. Roll again.
Thank
for sure.
you, because that would have been a 1.
It's below him though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, if it hits, give him extra damage.
Okay.
I vote for extra damage,
Eek. Not much better.
even though if it's hard.
So then it's going to be a 7 to hit.
7 to hit. You watch as you seem kind of on point for a moment, and it flies down and eventually just vanishes below the clouds as this creature, just singularly focused, eyes ahead, seems just to be continually flying up. You see one big flap, a second big flap, as it continues on, now finally reaching its way directly to Arlyn. And Arlyn, that is going to be a 20 to hit. However, it's at disadvantage, right? If
I'm dodging.
You're dodging, okay.
Wait, can I also just submit that I had readied to blow it away if it comes?
Absolutely, yes. And that requires what, a save?
Yeah, let me check it. Alright, one medium or smaller creature you choose. Yep, strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw, okay. Let's see here. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, that's gonna be a 7.
Big fail. Now, ordinarily we'd just push them 5 feet away, but I'm just saying they're birds.
It is going pretty fast, and because of how fast you guys are coming at it, it's hard to really just kind of get it full force.
True,
But
fair.
last second, as Arlyn seems to dodge one way, you notice that it seems to be kind of going to match it, and he just last second turns out as you fling this thing off course.
Oh,
Nice.
that's amazing.
The safe way, of course.
Cleave.
No harm.
That was amazing.
I forgot I have a shield too! I start frantically going for that.
I look at
Thank
mine.
you.
It's like this wooden and iron thing. I look at his. It's a picket fence.
It's just,
Now,
It's something.
doing my best.
as this thing goes flying off to the side, you hear one distant "ah!" as it makes this unusual little, almost lightly hurt caw,
No.
and you
No.
start to see swirling around, each looking up, a remainder of perhaps 5, 10 Bloodhawks now starting to appear from beneath these clouds as they all just reveal themselves to you, following after their seemingly failed friend's call.
Here we go. I say, Rodrick, I think it's better we attack.
You don't gotta tell me twice.
Okay, with that, next up is going to be Arlyn, followed by Calagon.
All right.
As you see 3 of them immediately
Well,
start to appear from below and kind of all surprisingly in tandem, spiraling around where you guys seem to be headed towards.
Okay. Is there any of them close enough to attack? I don't think so.
Not just yet, but you could definitely hold an action if you'd like.
Yes, I am going to. I'm going to take out my sword as well as hold my shield in.
Okay.
And I am going to swing my sword.
This guy's a whole threat.
Not swing, but I'm going to prepare
Okay.
a swing of my sword.
Incredible.
As soon as any of them come within range.
Fantastic. Alrighty. Now, next up, we've got Calagon, followed by Cleave.
Okay. Are any of them close enough? Are any of them within 15 feet of each other?
Within 15 feet of each other? I would say that, these 2 would be about 15 feet from each other currently. They seem to be kind of narrowly focused on where you guys are.
Are they in? Okay. How far from me?
How far from you? About 80 feet currently.
Okay. Yep. All right. I'm going to. As I'm looking up, trying to find Barry, he seems to get lost because he's going a little slower. So then my attention snaps back to the fight. I look at the first Bloodhawk that I see that's closest to me, and I am going to firebolt him.
Buddy.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Alrighty. Go ahead and give it a go.
All right.
Pretty good. Pretty
6.
good. 6.
Is it a 6?
Yeah, six to hit.
Unfortunately, as the clouds continue to literally cloud your view. It seems to blur your vision just last minute as you go to shoot something off, and they seem to vanish from sight for just that faintest instant. As you fire something off to the best of your ability, hoping to hit, it just fades from view, and you see a light, dull red just behind the clouds.
This is harder than I thought.
All right, Cleave.
Fail.
I would like to put on my shield, and that's my turn. It's an action.
Incredible. All right, yeah.
Really?
I'll say that's a bonus action if you'd like. If you have any actions, go ahead and throw that on there.
If same thing, then I'll just keep holding on to Gust, and I will check for the ground. Is it anywhere in sight?
Make a perception check currently.
Voila. That's gonna be a total of. I got pretty good wisdom. Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, that's a total of 10.
10. That you can see there is definitely no ground in sight, and you try to catch your bearings based on the mountains for a moment, and as you look off, you are reminded of the creatures, and you kind of have to split your focus for that second just to make sure that you stay on guard.
Alright, just look out for the ground when it comes. I'm gonna keep throwing these birds away.
Solid. Alrighty. Rodrick, that'll be you?
Yes.
What you got?
What do I have? I'm gonna look at the nearest Bloodhawk,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "You're nothing but an ugly chicken. They should call you Bloodbawk." And I'm doing vicious mockery.
Absolutely beautiful.
I just picture you falling, noise going. You just an ugly chicken.
Don't listen to him, you're beautiful.
Not the time for comedy.
Don't listen to them.
Okay, here's for
Let me see something.
well, 3 is the psychic damage.
And so are chickens.
Okay, yeah. Strangely enough, as these creatures are flying their way up towards you, one of them seems to almost dodge a firebolt, and the one thing that it cannot dodge is its own inner turmoil as it looks to you, and
I think it's a 13
for
save.
whatever reason, though it hears you and doesn't seem to understand you, you almost get the idea that for a second it seems confused as it just kind of stops and floats there, lessens its flap as its flight comes to a standstill, and it slowly falls off, and you hear a light as it kind of just starts to fall.
I kind of feel bad about that.
I say, good job, Rodrick.
As it's falling, I go, "I was kidding."
Incredible. Okay.
No.
With that, confused by the fact that it just thinks that it may have heard and understood a creature for the first time in its life, this thing now just barely falling below the clouds now crests just over instead, as angrier than before. You see it eye to eye from behind Arlyn's shield.
Oh, no.
Full force just flapping its way up to you.
The one I dissed?
Yeah, the one you dissed.
Oh, man.
And that
Rodrick,
one
maybe
is
that was a
going
bad
to
idea.
Immediately come directly for you, Rodrick,
I think I made it mad.
with a 9 to hit.
Misses.
Misses. Incredible.
Wait, can I do a fancy spin?
Sure.
A fancy dodge. We're tied together. You
Oh,
spin, we all
there you go. That's exactly what I'm getting at.
Come on.
I'm getting at. You guys all watch as he insults this bird. It comes back for him, flies over top, and as he spins out the way, you all almost like kind of strangle this thing in the rope between you as it just barely skirts through that space.
That would have been the sickest kill.
I'm gonna be the sickest.
I still have my action prepared.
There are 2 of them coming your way, and with a 6 and a 17 to hit.
Whoa. One of them's.
Can I?
Wait a minute, though.
Hold up.
Is he within range?
Hold up.
They are flying up to you
Can I
to,
use?
to hit.
Okay.
But
Can
what's
I
up?
use? I didn't use my bonus action. Is it okay if I use it?
Ooh, yeah, what do you have in mind?
Get him all in. Bardic Inspiration.
Inspires me.
Nice, okay.
That's a D.
D6.
D6.
Solid.
Give me one of your lucky ones. Does my trigger go off?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, sick. I'm gonna attack the closest one.
Okay, so that's
Actually,
gonna be
the one that's coming straight at us.
Yeah, so the two that are coming at you, the first one is the one that rolls the 7. So I'll just tell you that right off the bat as you go to swing on it. Let's see how you each do against each other.
All right.
Whatever's left or whatever the biggest threat is the one I blow away with the gust.
18 to hit.
18 certainly hits.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, let me see. This is one-handed. Seven.
7 points of damage. As spinning around in this fanciful flourish, you all rotate into this spiraling just grinder that is Arlyn's final blow, where you get to see for the first time truly why these creatures might be called Bloodhawks. Split clean in half, just
Oh, like a mosquito?
it fades above as you all just blocked by Arlyn's shield from any potential, we'll say, dirt, debris,
Debris?
from, any oncoming bird.
Gizzards, I think, right? Yeah.
Gizzards.
With that, does the 17 hit?
It does not.
No kidding.
Paladin for the win. Let's go.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You know what?
It's level 1. That's pretty serious. Yeah.
Just because I'm so impressed by that alone,
He's gonna try again. Next one.
straight up, I determined an amount of damage based on falling damage that this creature would incur from smacking directly into your shield as now completely limp.
My.
You just watch as one more.
God.
You just feel the force underneath your weight as you all fall at 500 feet this round and just last second skirt this creature off the edge of your shield.
I want to ask Arlyn, did something happen to him?
I don't think anything else will be happening to him.
Incredible. Falling
yuck.
now further and further. Let's see here. Arlyn followed by Calagon. There is one still immediately in range and 2 more coming up on you guys.
Then I'm going to attack again. (21).
21, yeah.
Let's
That's
21.
definitely
go.
does it. That's too
21
easy.
point to me.
All right.
As is this.
5.
5 points of damage, nice. And this is, I take it, with your longsword?
Yes, with my longsword.
Cool. Yeah, funny enough, this blender continues on as Arlyn, just one after the next, slices, smacks, and then with
man.
one final spin back, rotating the lot of you once more, just smacks this thing almost with like the flat of your blade for a moment as you kind of turn it out last second
man.
and
Oh,
watch
My goodness.
as it just
so
boop,
good.
and it just kind of flies off, almost like just being like swatted out of the area.
That is brutal.
Yeah.
My leader.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn currently?
There is nothing else that I have.
Okay, Calagon, the nearest two are about 65 feet below and off to the sides of you guys. However, you are up, followed by Cleave.
Okay. After watching Arlyn do his thing, and after I missed Firebolt, I'm going to pay a lot more attention and try to take better aim and go for Magic Missile. 2 towards the one closest, 1 towards the one further away.
Okay.
Why can't I find this here? All right. First one. 4 damage.
4 damage. That already does it in.
Cool. Second one was 3.
3. Nice. I'll allow
It
that
just
to
hits-
redirect to the other one.
Cool. All right, and then 5.
And 5. Yeah. You guys watch as these just like bolts of energy fly out from Calagon, and they just kind of vanish off into the clouds. And without even being able to properly see what's going on, you just see one of these creatures just fall out of the sky. And then
That's it, Calagon.
2 little just sparks of light as down goes another.
Oh, man.
When we get to the bottom, I'm freezing all that too. We're eating all that.
Incredible.
Don't waste the
Are
animals you
we
kill.
are we seeing the ground coming near
There
us?
are 3 Bloodhawks a little far off, but you guys are currently now in the middle of a deeper cloud where it's starting to get harder and harder to see anything, including these creatures.
Oh no.
Cleave, can you blow the cloud away so we have some sight?
Can I use what I've been waiting for since they killed all the hawks? Just blow some clouds
Sure, yeah, why
below
not?
us. I'm just gonna
Okay.
just blow below us.
Roll a d20 for me.
7.
7.
Just on D20.
Yeah, it definitely creates a nice little tunnel for you all, but still nothing
No visibility?
visible just yet. As you guys are falling rapidly, that tunnel vanishes in an instant.
Well,
That was still your held action technically from previous, so you do have still an action for this turn if you'd like.
my turn. There's still murder ducks coming.
There are still murder
Murder
ducks.
ducks.
Just the
I would
sword.
like to. I'm gonna keep running the same play. It's been very. What's the word? Humane. It's been very humane. I like it.
You feel pretty good about yourself despite
I don't
all the just gruesome happenings around
Yeah, I was gonna
you.
say I don't know if the word humane can
What
be
I'm
used.
doing is humane.
You're doing.
What you're all
Please hold
doing
him
is
true.
Everything he has said.
He's doing pretty good.
He's double thinking his choice to stay with us.
I feel like after Calagon shot the last one, he looks over after I killed a couple just to see what he thinks about it. Because
Alright.
I know it
I
hurts.
understand.
I will say a lot of these very gruesome killings, you can chalk it up to the fact that we're flying down
Yeah, no,
Right?
this
at an
is
insane rate, and these
It
birds keep trying to
ridiculous
get in the way. What are we
They're-
supposed to do?
They're killing themselves. It's like when they hit the window at the farm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
one did. It's right here.
I would like to note
You
that
see
these
the
creatures have a
flashes?
3 intelligence.
They have a 3. Good to know.
Yeah.
the blood on my shield, just like.
They're used to combating other birds in the sky. These guys, they don't realize that you're not just gonna stop for them, you know?
Wait, they're
Why?
used to
Used to
combating
combating-
other birds like Barry, even though he's not a bird?
Where
I
is
can't
Barry?
see him. Where is
Where's
he?
Barry?
I can't see him. He
As
couldn't make
you-
it as fast.
Start stressing over Barry. There's this brief moment where you close your eyes in discomfort and holding on while you guys are going through this clouded tunnel of sorts, unable to see anything around you for this brief round. Your vision starts to clear up for a moment. And there's this just brief instant where you feel like you can see a bloodhawk flying directly at you. And you hear a slight squeak, a squeal, as though it were coming from yourself. And as your senses kind of come back to, you get the immediate assurance within your own mind that that was undoubtedly Barry that you were seeing through for that brief moment.
Oh.
Whoa.
He's not gonna make it, guys. I think he's getting attacked.
Well, there's not really much we can do about it. It's not like we can go up.
Dang it. That's all I got.
Oh, you had
Can
one
you see
job,
him?
Calagon. Why would you let him go?
In this moment, what would you like for Barry to do?
Dodge.
Dodge. Fantastic. Alrighty.
That's great. That's awesome.
Okay. Fantastic. Well,
Adventure music.
top of the round.
We don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened.
As
He's gone.
Great,
I'm
fantastic.
freaking
That's
out
all we
like
get.
I'm freaking out.
piercing through these clouds, you all find yourselves floating high, high above the skies here, as you can make out the watering hole below you, and you can see all the Manshire reindeer, the just giant lizards, the just abundance of wildlife down below you all, with, of course, 3 Bloodhawks still in tow, following close behind you all. Rodrick, you see as these 3, much like before, seem to be just spiraling around, but a little bit more cautious than before, as you all just plummet through the sky, and you find yourself getting closer and closer to the ground below.
Okay. And they're above us or below us?
They're like just about equal to you guys, maybe a little bit above now that you guys are starting to fall. Or yeah, while you guys are starting to fall, they're starting to kind of stay up. But you've seen that based on their flapping, if they choose to dive, they will be able to catch you pretty quickly still.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Cleave, do you know what they like to eat?
Meat.
Meat. What kind?
Mostly.
Something, anything.
I wasn't asking for the DM, but I'll just guess for like regular hawk stuff. They go for bigger game than usual hawks.
Bigger
They
game.
would usually do, rodents and whatnot, but these ones would go for something, our size.
Something big.
Deer.
Something like berry.
Like berry.
Oh no.
I can do berry. I'm gonna create minor illusion of berry right at our level as we keep plummeting, but he stays up there so that they can all surround him to attack him.
Okay, go ahead and make a, I'll say deception or performance check just based on this.
Come on. This is your specialty.
Please. Okay, not like the worst thing in the world. 13?
13.
It's pretty good.
Well, as previously
They
noted,
have to beat it, with their intelligence.
these are not the most intelligent creatures.
Yeah.
Or with wisdom sometimes, but.
Oh.
And you watch as one of them dives clean through this illusion. And shockingly enough, a second then follows suit. As the third just stays overhead. And you guys begin to plummet now. Getting dangerously close to the ground below.
Right.
I didn't
There
wanna
is still water now in the center.
We need somebody to catch us.
I say.
About how many
so
seconds do we have to
I
left of plummeting?
scream.
Make a general intelligence check for me.
And you scream.
I scream, Rodrick! Rodrick, do it now!
Oh no. Well, he screams.
Well, you do hear him screaming, Rodrick, do it now. I will allow you advantage on that one.
Okay.
Come on now. 18
on the intelligence.
18.
And I'm -1 intelligence.
Let's
I just like to point that out.
Go!
Did all of our lives just come down to that roll, pretty much?
I think so.
Oh my
It's been
gosh.
a great end to this whole campaign. Like,
my
all right, guys,
gosh.
well, thanks for being with us.
We're out of here.
But, yeah, without fail, you kind of take for granted just the, I'll say the consistency at which you're falling. Due to the speeds led by Arlyn, you seem to be able to kind of slow your fall for a moment, but it tightens and the rope pulls taut for a moment, and you get this sense briefly, very, very briefly, that you're slowing down the rest of the party, only to realize that the guy that is fully decked out in metal armor is the one leading the charge, and you realize, nope, still plummeting. And as you feel yourself getting closer, you can tell you're about to hit ground.
Wait. So Featherfall doesn't work on me?
Wait, hold up. Are we out of initiative?
You are technically out of initiative
Thank God.
currently.
Okay. I do it now. So I see the group plummeting down, and I just think, oh, come on. Light, float like a feather. And then suddenly, we all start slowing down.
Arlyn, make an acrobatics check for me. And where would you like to land?
I want to land in the water.
In the water. Okay.
Just in case. Acrobatics.
What happened?
So crazy.
4.
Not as bad as it could have been. Could have been far worse. You could have hit the giant toad directly.
The giant toad.
Oh no.
Luckily, instead, you find yourselves just kind of slowly falling down and still in basic general formation, shield down. You just kind of push your arm out with your supporting arm last second, just barely sheathing your sword, and pressing down, you smack your shield into the massive, like, it almost seems like a bush, like a just general foliage below that seems to be some sort of growth of lily pads mixed with other sprouts coming up in between as you just smack full force, and with one large splash, you all find yourselves underwater briefly. And still tied together to the guy in metal armor who does not seem to be doing so well at swimming his way back up. Everybody make an acrobatics check for me, just
try to propel us with shape water.
All right.
make sure that it's easy goings.
Dude, what? I started so well.
Including me or no?
No, yours is
Acrobatics.
already said, sorry.
The terrible one.
You said acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
17.
17, okay.
7.
7.
It's the same either way. 11.
11. Just good enough to kind of neutralize, generally speaking, as this was still pretty easy. You guys still all know how to swim. There was no, major issues other than you guys getting tangled up for that brief moment of you guys spinning out into a slow fall with this actual cannonball here. And
Rodrick.
you find yourselves slowly, one by one, just above water. And while your heart is racing, you look up and you watch these creatures just one after the next piercing this illusion as diving through the clouds, you see this small little purple glimmer of light.
Barry! You made... Oh.
He hasn't made it.
He hasn't made it yet. I can't do anything. Come to me. Come to me, quick.
Fantastic. He is going to be followed by 2 different Bloodhawks, finally, as his...
Can I take out my bow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to firebolt one of those Bloodhawks behind
Okay.
him.
As you guys all watch, Barry is just full dive. Missile from the sky, this little purple meteor just blazing as you go to reach back with a fireball of your own straight through the skies, and an arrow goes flying up. Go ahead and roll to hit for me, guys.
All right.
20.
20.
20 and 20. Without fail, as you guys stand there, beside you, you hear one thud and another plop as one hits ground, one water, and then a moment passes and you see as birds start falling left and right all around you guys.
The ones we already killed?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Take cover! Take cover!
I'm going back underwater for a second.
Go in the water too.
Shield up.
Having been full dive, you guys were definitely outpacing them for a time as their light bodies, hollow bones, and feathers kept them afloat for a time. At least slower than you guys. As you see that Barry, now feeling perfectly content, starts to hold out his wings, and you can see that his teeny tiny little kind of newborn dragon wings start to flutter as though trying their best to hold up the weight of the wind against just the pressure of his fall. And slowly but surely he kind of skirts his stomach along the water and eventually lands at the edge of the lily pad.
I get back out of the water. Any more falling down? Or... Okay.
Nothing currently.
I'm going to get out of the water. I'm going to swim to the side, get out of the water, and... Barry, I thought I'd lost you for a second. Cleave, we got to pick up all this food.
I think we have food for days, gentlemen.
I can't believe that worked.
We're alive.
We can do the thing.
We're all alive.
We can really do the thing.
I can't.
Rodrick, you
Rodrick,
really did it.
I can't believe it.
You're the most powerful of us all.
I did it.
I look up.
It was
to the
me.
cliff.
I am a bird. That's why they attacked me. I am a bird.
Yeah,
I cannot
I guess it
believe
worked.
we survived.
And then I start picking up birds for sure.
Okay.
I put them all next to my last squid tentacle that I have, and I unfreeze that, and then I put them all together in one pile, and then in the edge of the water, and then I freeze that in one huge cube.
As you go to step out of the water to begin on that little
True.
hunter's venture, you're met with this large rodent-like creature.
Ah, yeah, more meat.
Lovely.
They don't.
Well,
we
we're
can't
gonna have
just
to
rest.
We're gonna have to collect one of those for the farm, just one at least. Although, if you want to take more, we did say we'd come and hunt these particular things.
I don't think this is the same
Are
as
they the same things?
what.
This
we,
looks very, very similar to what you guys had previously encountered.
Oh,
This was sort of our, first mission, just you and me.
yeah.
If you all would like to join the meat trade.
I don't know if that's going to be our future, Cleave.
I suppose we
No,
are
I just mean today.
a team now.
Do you
you're right,
mind
though.
if I go say goodbye to my family before we venture
Are we
further?
close by?
Yeah, it's just right over the hill.
And I say we pay them a visit.
Well,
Do you
We
think,
must stick together from here on out.
The question is, do you think that we're going to run into our friends from the cavern when we see your family?
no. Actually, I would love to have you guys over for one of our famous dinners. We can rest there, and
That sounds amazing.
I need to talk to my father before I go.
All right.
And I'm gonna start collecting some of the blood hawks and see if Barry wants any.
Nice.
I don't know what he eats yet, so
You do so without fail, having remembered that these creatures are completely harmless. They seem to hiss and growl and just stand at the ready for absolutely no reason other than to intimidate.
We can leave a couple bloodhawks behind just to let them eat. Keep their numbers copious so that we can continue the hunt.
I don't think we can take all of these with us. So yeah, I
that's good.
agree.
But we should pack at least one rat. Sorry, buddy.
All
Are
right.
you gonna get him?
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna be really horrible and devious. I would like to, if you could all give me 10 minutes, to really concentrate and get myself back in the headspace of being able to speak with animals, so that I can straight up lie one into its death.
What?
You're going
Okay.
to do what now?
I want to be able to speak with them so that I can lie to them and offer it a bloodhawk to come eat, and then everybody just come and bash it, just mess it up.
What in the world is this darkness?
So after about 10 minutes, if I could be able to talk to you, I'd just be like, "Hey, buddy, you don't know me, but I can talk to your people, and we offer you bloodhawks from the heavens. Come and try one."
Wait, what are you talking
I
to?
have no idea what he's doing. Right
The rat thing.
The rat, the weasel?
Giant weasel, yeah.
Yeah, make a persuasion check at advantage, unfortunately.
Tristan's like, what?
As this creature is an
Oh, yeah.
omnivore,
I don't
and
know if you need
it will
another
gladly
roll.
eat bloodhawks if given the chance.
That's gonna be pretty good. That's gonna be a 16.
16. Yeah, it slowly stops
I
its
just
hissing.
motion to everybody, just like.
We're trying to catch this thing, huh?
And it, one little paw after the next, starts to make its way up to you, and you watch as its massive teeth just kind of open up to you.
As it comes close, I say to all of them there, "The many bloodhawks that we have left behind are an offering to your people." And then as he bites down on that one, I say, "But we take one offering in return."
God.
All right.
Remember our faces.
You're gonna hit him with your club or something?
How did this happen?
That's what I'm curious about.
yeah,
You're
you
gonna
club,
club
you
him?
sword, you arrow, you firebolts on it.
I don't know if I want to partake.
You don't
in
have
this.
to, but we.
Any who
We
would
are
like
hunting
to
it.
partake in
a
this brutality?
sacrifice?
I don't know.
I think I win.
Oh,
This is
Arlyn
for the
just-
business partnership for your farms, man. I did this for your family.
They're easier to attack when they're growling and angry. This one is very subdued.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Seems a little off, but Arlyn just took care of it, so
It's the circle of life.
I mean,
Well-
from what I've learned, gathering around you lot, meat is just meat, right?
Not only
Yes.
that, but we haven't
I
had
do
a
think that.
great meal in a really long time.
that's true.
I'm not so
It's
sure that
been
rat
days.
is a great meal.
How long have we been
It's
up
meat.
for?
Big.
As you guys are all talking and questioning these things. It's been a good
1 week since you looked at me.
within this new day, it's probably not even been like a full hour, honestly, right? Because you guys kind of went up, hung out for a little bit, but that didn't take especially long. You guys spent.
We didn't long rest
We
up
did
there.
one
Though.
actual sleep. And
Yeah,
then we
you
did the
didn't.
fake
You
one.
didn't like long rest up there. You
No.
guys slept in the ruins,
And then
then
it
just went
crashed
up
down.
top, and you kind of crashed for a second, but you already got like full energy back already, so
Okay.
you didn't really
But
need a long
not
rest or
my
anything.
spell slots, unfortunately. And what time of day is it then?
So it's still early morning.
Super early.
Still like well, not early morning, but it's still morning currently as you all watch these creatures scatter to the winds. Giant lizards, weasels, rats, all except for the one giant toad just sitting in the center of the watering hole, just
I don't
staring
eat
blankly
toad.
at you all.
It's rather disgusting.
He says he doesn't
feet,
eat toad.
not too
You're
bad.
fine.
Toad feed is not that bad.
This one
If you
he,
cook
is,
'em
he
right.
is ours. He is our meat.
But that's not what we serve at the,
I'm also
at the
familiar
Dör
with
farm.
eating toad. I've eaten many in my day. I mean, my people, we come from the forest, so we just scavenge what we can. Toads, they are often found.
Did we
True.
successfully
areas?
jump the one rat though? We did-
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we
no,
realized that.
okay,
I
thing.
think we
cool.
should back
Oh,
this
it's
up
dead.
and start making our way.
I made sure of it.
Yeah, I heard the noise. That was disgusting. I think we should back this up and start making our
but-
way towards the farm.
I mean, if we're making our way towards a farm, then what do we have to eat? You know, leftovers from here. Doesn't your farm
this
produce
is-
its own food?
It does, yes, it does. But there was a business deal I was trying to work. It's a long story. I'll tell you along the way.
Sure.
Sounds good. I would really, really enjoy a nice rest in a nice bed.
Okay, I'm gonna start packing up the weasel.
And I would really, really enjoy if you really told us all about it all on the way. So tell us about your family's business while we walk.
Not my family's business. The business that we're trying to start with these giant animals, Cleave.
Well, what is your
What-
family's business? I don't.
Yeah, can
really
we start there?
understand.
Can we
Please,
get more
because
information about your
I
family?
don't
What do they
understand
do?
the purpose.
It's
Of a farm?
Yeah,
You don't know what a
but
farm
There's
is?
so many different
I
kinds
mean,
of farms.
yes, but what do you do?
Which one is yours?
Well, I don't do anything, but it's a.
What do you do?
I don't
Hey,
work
that's
on
what
the
his
farm
dad says, but
very
he's helpful.
very often. My father inherited it from his father, and it's been passed down for a while. But it's
Okay.
a cattle farm. It's yeah. So, bunch of land. We have a really decent house as far as the village around us and everything.
Okay.
But again, we'll tell you about the happenstance on the way. It's a funny story.
Well, they always have to have the same meat. But there was an attack, well, a perceived attack. People don't, as I always say, they misunderstand a lot of the animals and their intentions. They see this hissing rat, and it scared the town. So, Calagon
we took care
of it. And it just so happened that his family wasn't being treated well by the other merchants in town. And so,
I don't get treated
We-
well anywhere I go.
well,
I don't imagine why.
we struck up a deal with another merchant, and this vendor, he was a procurer of meats, and this large rat had come to try to eat the meats, but it
Okay.
became the meats, and so
So I
we
took
told them
care
we'd
of
bring them
it.
more.
My the shop at the market, people don't necessarily like to buy from us. We just
But
don't.
why?
Why don't you stop there? If there's a problem,
Haven't you
with-
noticed that I'm a little different than most people that you've met?
I mean, yes.
Excuse me.
He's a little
I think I've seen more of
quiet.
you than I've seen of myself.
You
That is-
have?
So then there's no one
Where?
to generalize you with.
I mean, yes, but I don't understand why people treat you differently.
Well, I'm the only one of my kind per se. There's a couple people
Why?
that have
Because
came
you
in.
are purple?
I lift up my tail and
Oh,
I show my
a
teeth.
tail. I show my hair.
Well, he's not a whole dragon, but people are afraid of dragons.
They
And-
think that I'm like
That I can sympathize
the
with.
other kind.
They
So-
think you're the other kind of.
But you
I
are
mean,
nothing like the other kind. I've seen the other kind.
But you walk on two
People
legs.
don't look so
and
hard.
Hmm.
and you have a staff. I've never seen the other ones have a staff.
Yeah, they use their mouths.
Actually, I've never seen the other ones at all. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
have.
haven't
Except for our
ventured.
new boss.
I haven't gone much out. I haven't ventured very far, so I don't know how the outside world perceives me. But as far as where I'm from, and the people that I grew up
So
around,
where exactly are you from? Where's your
Manshire.
farm?
The farm.
Manshire.
yeah, right outside of Manshire.
Right, son of man,
Yeah.
See, it's only been a few weeks since I've come down to Manshire, so I don't really know, I guess, the norms around here, but
Where
Are there
you
many
from?
dragon-blooded peoples where you're from?
yes,
Where is that?
Wow.
plenty. I'm from Valewood.
Valewood. Never
Well-
heard of it.
Huh.
Of course, I don't look at a lot of maps very often. Where is that? According
It is
toward like where we're at.
a bit northern from Manshire, but well, I came as a retreat to live with my grandmother. There was an attack.
Oh, I was
Rather not.
Wait,
I was going to say I'd
you were
love to
living
see
with your
it.
grandmother?
Yes, as of now, yes.
So the man we appointed captain came from Granny's house?
Why is that funny?
I miss my grandma. I wish I could have come from my grandma's house.
My
Oh, you-
grandma was a wonderful woman, dragon thing.
Am I
It's the wrong
am I,
crowd. It's
am
just
I,
the wrong
am I
crowd
the only
this
one
time,
here
buddy.
with a little bit of independence? I left my people.
Where did you live?
You know, this is the problem. I can't find it. I can't find it again. It's a forest. But I made my way out. I was making my way to Manshire. I had heard that the populations were growing in that region. I wanted to start a show. The most wonderful show you could ever imagine. So I was heading towards there, and then I met this guy on the side of the road. He was, he told me what he, let me try to think, a panhandler. That's what he was. He was a panhandler, and he said he could
like
be my
like
manager.
a cook or a
Yes.
chef?
Well, he said he handles pans, and he could handle me. So, so he said.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, he said he could be my manager, and
If you can handle
Okay.
the pan, you can handle the man. I don't know.
I take out my notebook and I write that lyric down.
You guys come full stop as you trek about, finding yourselves face to face with a wall.
Oh,
Whoa.
where?
And looking up slowly, each of you remembers
I did not even see that.
the great descent from which you made your way down here with Niall Rourke previously, having fallen from a great height.
I forgot about this part.
What are we supposed to do?
Are we at the wall of Manshire, like the outer wall?
You
No,
guys-
the cavern that we had to jump down to get up to where all the Manshire deer are
Wait a
and
second.
stuff.
I have an idea.
Oh, so this
Like, we're
led to
in it.
there.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
thought
you
We're
this
not
guys
was
outside
plummeted
yet.
into this little kind of grove
We'll
with
never
the
get-
watering hole.
Yes, you don't remember.
And then you guys went up a different and also plummeted back down into the same watering hole.
Oh, you
maybe.
got mine.
Okay, I've seen you communicate with creatures. Can you understand them too, or do you just kind of talk at them?
You know, I got the impression that I'd be able to understand them, but so far they haven't been very talkative.
Ah, interesting. I think we should try Barry.
What do you
What-
mean?
If you can talk to Barry, then maybe Barry could find another way around this wall.
Barry's
I
not
could
an animal,
talk
he's
to
a
Barry.
friend.
What do we need to talk about?
You could talk to Barry.
Well, I mean, I could talk to him.
All
I
right,
don't know if
whoever
he-
can talk to Barry.
Question.
We need someone with wings.
Actually, no. That would be metagaming.
What is he gonna do?
I would not have known what he did because I was in the front.
Well,
I
we-
was like
Okay.
leading the pack.
We need to find another way around this wall. What do you think we're gonna
He
do?
can't
Scale
carry
it?
us. What do you?
He doesn't have to carry us, but he can fly and find
Can't
another way
you
around.
float or something?
I can fall gracefully.
In your dream, didn't you raise up above the crowd?
In my dream, I was at the top of the mountain. I jumped off and I glided down. As far
Not
as I
up.
know, you can't glide up.
No, I'm talking about your dream where all the people were at, and then you
Yes,
did
they
your...
were down on the ground. I glided towards them. Remember? At
okay, I
first, I thought I flew,
misunderstood.
and then you guys
Misunderstood.
corrected me and made me feel bad about it.
Okay,
It wasn't great.
What is Barry gonna do? What is he gonna? He
See,
can't
I
carry
don't
us.
think that's a terrible idea, though, Rodrick. If Barry can somehow feed us information about an overhead view of this place and find a way out. I think it would be rather
Oh,
helpful.
if we could just find a way up, maybe?
Yeah, find a way up.
Find a way anywhere.
That's all we need.
Find a way sideways.
Okay, I'll try to talk to Barry. Hey, buddy. Hi. Hey, do you think you can maybe look around and see if there's a way out of here? Yeah? Okay, good boy.
As it takes to this guy and just kind of vanishes for a while. You guys are all just left standing there. So you just see him slowly kind of circling this very large area. Just
What if he
waiting.
doesn't come back?
He will come back.
Okay, well, I mean, you're his daddy.
Come on.
I guess I am his daddy.
Looks just like Daddy.
Roll first
Is
a
that how they...
survival, and then
He has your fangs.
an investigation check for me with him.
Survival. For mine or for his?
For his.
Okay, let me see.
Did that angry throw conjure a good roll?
Apparently it did. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I was really hoping it would.
I totally forgot what am I doing again?
Survival and then
Survival.
investigation.
Where is his? I don't think I have his.
So
I don't think I have the.
go ahead and just give a wisdom and intelligence for me then.
Okay.
yeah.
Wisdom.
Is that
20.
right? Sorry, I don't have a sheet currently directly ahead of me.
20 wisdom.
20 wisdom. Good enough.
Lower for the other one.
1 for intelligence. Nat 1.
The poor baby.
How can you have? Never mind. I'm very wise, but I'm stupid.
You guys kind of just standing there telling stories still and getting to know each other better. After a good 20 minutes,
I'm starting to worry about Barry. He's not really familiar with this area.
I don't think he's rather familiar with any area.
I just got the impression that he was familiar in any area.
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
all
kind
your
of
fault,
fact-
Rodrick.
My fault.
Yeah, now he's lost.
Well, if I could have talked to him, I'd have given him some kind of direction. At least.
You heard me talk to him. You didn't oppose to anything I said.
I wanted to turn around, honestly. That was sad, what I saw.
What was sad?
It was weird. You Googled him.
He's a baby.
He's a dragon.
He's a baby dragon.
He's a man-eating, fire-breathing
Whoa,
something dragon.
Whoa.
Well,
I
you
think
know.
we
This
crossed
is the
the
kind
line
of thing
there.
we were talking about before. This is how people look at him.
You know,
He couldn't have.
After this
I don't
fall-
think he's ever eaten a man. As
never-
far as I know, in 2 years, friendship, Calagon has never eaten a man.
So how do
in
you
front
feel
of me.
about the?
I've never eaten a man. And you know, I didn't like you when I first met you, Rodrick. But after that whole fall,
What?
I didn't. You
my
just
God,
you
he's
were
trying-
overconfident with no backing it up. But I see that you are actually telling the truth in some things, and I admired how you saved us from the fall.
Oh.
So let's not get off on another wrong foot, please.
you
Well,
hear an
I'm-
echoed. As
There he
yeah.
is, Rodrick.
I'll never tell you again.
he
Did you
just
find something?
perches and
It's okay. We're gonna get some food and feed him.
a little bit of bloodhawk for him.
Yeah, a little blood hawk. Put him on my shoulder. He didn't find a spot for us to go up.
That's... My hope is lost, honestly.
Was it just a wall? We had jumped down. This wasn't the one where we slid.
jumped
This is where
down
we
the
jumped
wall.
off.
Does it all look like
exactly.
super secure, like structured, like? Is
It
there
is walled off in this area, at least where you guys currently are, but you see that from around some of the other areas are a little bit rockier and more mountainous. There may be a way to climb, but it would definitely be difficult.
I wonder if we can try our damaging the structure to create a path technique. Worth a
an
shot.
interesting-
Firebolt towards some.
Oh my goodness.
Towards some from far away. I got 120 feet, so
Okay.
about 100 feet away, the rubbled rocks, something that you could climb. I'm gonna try to create like a little divot to.
Cool. Yeah, you have to walk off a little bit from where you guys are, as that portion was fairly flat, and you kind of walk off to the eastern side a little bit, and you see as definitely a little something falls, but it's definitely not the kind of ability, we'll say, that is intended to kind of chisel out rock.
Yeah.
And especially not in a way that gives you any confidence of your footing.
How tall is this wall again?
This wall is hundreds, if not thousands, of feet high.
Oh, that's actually
Hundreds,
crazy.
if not
You know what? This
Lovely.
changes everything for me now that I for some reason looked up now. I don't think we're supposed to go back to your farm. I think we're supposed to venture off elsewhere.
Can I just get a sense of my bearings of like how we would go anywhere?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Are we just like at the bottom of a
Everybody
a
make an
hole, or-
intelligence check for me.
Can I do a survival?
If you'd like to kind of roam about in addition, absolutely.
I just want to know.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
where
I'm
is-
gonna
where is
look
what-
around
what
for an
cardinal
exit.
direction the town is in and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
So,
doing
survival or
survival.
intelligence?
You guys can do either or.
Okay,
this was
17.
It was a good
And
one, but it's
tell me, is that intelligence?
That is survival.
Or survival? Survival?
22 survival.
Survival. Everybody's going survival here, huh?
Intelligence 13.
13. Okay.
I
I
think
definitely have
after,
a better wisdom than intelligence for sure. Let's see here, tell you what.
I think
Oh,
upon
yeah.
seeing the wall,
21?
we're all just trying to
21
find an
and
exit out of
survival?
here.
Yeah.
All right. So 21 survival
17 survival.
and 13.
I did
Or sorry,
20.
yours is 13.
Survival was 22.
22. All right. Yeah. Without fail, you guys get the idea that you guys are looking directly towards Manshire, which is a little bit further south currently. The
So the wall is between us and Manchester?
Yes, exactly right. And so you can see that kind of elongated cavern way up above, closer towards that cloud line. And looking about, you kind of start feeling around and get the idea that some of these are definitely pretty solid rocks, hence why they were able to build out an entire, kind of temple type space within one of these mountains. You guys get the general sense that any one of these could be climbed. It would take some time, and with the right tools or the right creatures even, it would definitely be doable. However, it would be long, it would be arduous, it would be tricky to make sure that nothing went awry, especially at greater heights due to the more inclement weather above, as well as based on Calagon's previous firebolt. You see that there are different aspects that are a little bit touchier and certain parts that pretty much entirely solid. Calagon, on the other hand, with your intelligence check, very easily remember the great dragon that granted you all power, Eryndor, pointing in a certain direction and showing you guys a cave. And so you think back and you're like, oh yeah, eastward, there's a cave.
I have not forgotten that either. I just knew we wanted to go back home for a little bit, but that was definitely the direction that we needed to go back to.
There are definitely ways back home. To the southeast, there are just all the waters that you saw from overhead, leading to Manshire and kind of stretching from the plains out towards the desert. Eastward is going to be primarily dry land, where the dunes and the supposed land of the giants were at. And stretching that way, obviously there is the cavern, but even towards the south side, while very, very high, the mountains do seem somewhat climbable if you just take your time and try really hard.
Cleave, I don't think we're gonna head back home anytime soon.
At least we have the meats here with us, so we can survive on our own.
Yeah.
I just want to get out of here. I'll send a letter to my father later.
I'm sure if it's just, I don't know where the cavern will lead out, but if it doesn't lead us like 50 miles away, we could still probably get back to Manshire. We just have to find our way out of this cave system.
Yeah, but how much time do we have? Eryndor didn't seem relaxed. He wanted to, I think he wanted to get us on the right track early. So let's just
think-
head east. Let's
I
go
would
to
just
the
focus on getting out
cavern
first, yeah.
and we'll see what happens.
Fantastic. You guys trek off eastward, and with relative ease at this point, getting a little bit more mapping continuously as you go throughout here. Remembering and basing it off of the peak that you can barely see on occasion as the clouds kind of just breeze by a little bit. You're able to see the direction of that previous spire that you had previously jumped from. And navigating a little bit east-southeast, you find yourselves facing this large cavernous entrance about 40 feet around with very clear webbing all throughout.
Seems pretty vacant. So I take out my sword and I'm like breaking up all the web.
Seems pretty dangerous.
Is the life we've chosen not?
I chose a life of being on stage. I thought it was going to be easy pickings, but I guess not.
I was gonna say, would Eryndor really send us to a cave that's dangerous? And then you made that point, and now I'm like, maybe that's what it is. What he does. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I haven't known him long.
Well, if we
Only a
weren't
whole
if we weren't going
30 minutes,
if
probably.
we weren't going to encounter danger, then why would we need his abilities?
Yeah.
That is true.
Sometimes the best songs are written about the best adventures. I think
Dang
we
it,
should go.
Calagon, you just always know how to get me, don't you?
Cleave and Rodrick, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
What?
16.
16?
We're gonna use his. I have 6.
Okay. Rodrick, based on your previous survival check and staying alert and kind of tracking about, you notice some fallen rubble, and you kind of note some of this webbing, and you trace back this stray line that seems to be held from overhead elsewhere. As this web kind of floats off overhead, you follow it, and you can see that up above, hidden within the mountain, is another cave, maybe a good 150 feet off above to the left.
Guys, there's another entrance for another cave up that way towards the mountain.
But didn't Eryndor say this way?
Splitting up is probably not a good idea, right?
I'm not leaving Cleave behind, and I want to go where Arlyn goes.
Okay.
You're great too. I just that's what I'd prefer right now.
I believe Eryndor told us to... This was directly where Eryndor told us to go?
Oh,
or
yeah.
I believe he said something about a town?
So,
or a cave?
Yes, you do have to go through the cave, follow northward
Yes,
from the mountain range,
northward
and then
until we reach the end of the cave to
there's
right,
the tree line afterwards.
Make a left, reach the town.
Wow, great memory. Well
All
played.
right. We,
That's why you're the leader.
So, in what direction do those caverns go in?
East,
East,
currently.
currently. And the cavern that we're directly in, is it like a dead end, or does it go also another direction?
From what you can see, each of you kind of looks in, and it just goes black after a certain point. So you can see that it certainly doesn't immediately let out. And whether or not it twists or turns, you can definitely check out.
Decisions. Well, Eryndor did say we must go east. So, Rodrick may be right.
I say east we go.
You said east, right? Okay. Or north. Hold on.
Wait, hold on. I thought we were walking towards where Eryndor said to go, and then you saw another cave
Correct.
above. So we're going where he said to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are
We've
going to
been
follow
walking
through
to the
towards
north.
that cave.
Yeah.
Right?
So you guys are heading east to the cave that lets out, and then you go north from there. after the
Okay.
cave.
So this cavern that we find also continues to eastward, but his just goes upward.
So, yeah, this
Like,
one
how does it
is eastward, directly at the ground level, and
Okay.
up above at kind of a higher step, if you will.
Ah.
There is a separate cave that you guys can
Got it.
see.
Okay, that's
still
clear.
on this wall,
Okay.
still on this mountain.
I don't like it.
I think we go through the ground.
I
Yes.
agree. I agree.
I say we continue forward and find our way around here.
Fantastic. Yeah, you
So I light my torch,
very smart.
and what do I see?
Light webbing throughout, and as you look around, some of the greenery seems to extend into the edges of the cave, but primarily leaving the floor still unstained by any true life, except at the very, very edges, where you can note that there's still a little bit of kind of damp vegetation throughout.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. So the question is, do we continue until we find that town, or do we rest here?
I'd
Well,
like to rest before we walk into a cave.
Were you hurt?
Was I hurt? I'm just tired. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It has been a rather long day.
You don't feel tired, Cleave?
I was hurt a little bit.
So
So
can
I
you
feel
use the
emotionally tired.
recovery?
But I feel that it was what 7 minutes ago that we were resting.
I mean,
We just rested and then jumped off a cliff and then rested.
That is true.
I respect the rest. I respect the sit
didn't-
down. If you want to sit down.
I didn't.
But I could go
I didn't
for more.
fully rest.
No, we just got a
Uh,
little one. We sat at the top of the cave.
I don't know
But
what
we
we're
also
gonna
felt
see.
that we got a big one right before that.
That is
that is
true.
true. Do you want to take chances?
We like
though?
woke up and then we fought a squid. Then we got a fake sleep and then we immediately took just a little sit down and then we jumped off a cliff and now we're gonna take another, I don't know, some kind of
Well,
rest.
jumped off a cliff, killed Bloodhawks.
Yeah.
Came
No, I'm not
crashing
saying we didn't do
down.
anything. Like I said, I'm emotionally exhausted,
I could eat.
but I could. Yeah.
Maybe we should take a short rest here.
I agree.
We could do that. I have plenty of meat. Lots of meat.
Yes. Perhaps we could just stop just to cook a little bit. If
Sure.
Yes, I would very much love that.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down. I try to get out my whatever fire things I have. I have like some torches and.
Tell me two things real quick.
Uh-huh.
First, how long would you guys like to have gone before resting? About just how many minutes or so? And the second, are you guys still dragging the giant possum behind you?
Yeah, that's tiring. That's true. That's true.
I say we cook it.
I say we cook it since we're not going back.
Well, we couldn't. I don't think we could. If we tried, we could eat the whole thing right now. But
yes, but
we could at least lower
We've
the
been-
amount of weight we're pulling. Yeah.
yes, but we've been encountering these creatures everywhere we go. So, do you really think we need to carry our food with us? Can we not just get more food as we travel?
We should take some, but we don't need a giant
If we leave
weasel.
some behind, I would leave it far from us so that whatever it attracts doesn't come to us.
It's a good idea.
Okay. Everybody make a survival check for me.
We all. This is I'm supposed to be good at this.
14.
I'm struggling.
14? Okay.
5.
5, nice.
8.
8, wow. Okay, guys.
A one.
Please. Please.
A one that could be a 5, but it's a one. It was a 1.
That
Oh.
one.
My goodness.
Easy enough. Luckily, it's a pretty straightforward cave system here. A little jagged. As time passes, the vegetation slowly sprouts into mushrooms instead. And you guys watch as these damp corners lend themselves to just different sorts of fungus, but primarily mushrooms that get fairly large, surprisingly. And against the stone floor, you guys are able to kind of just press yourselves into a corner drop the torch and start cooking. And as you relax, that's where we also will go ahead and take a short break.
All right.
Good.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Wow, what a big start to this session.
I love just falling.
I was gonna say, yeah, aerial
Fall.
combat is something that you don't get to do nearly enough, and especially at like level 1.
Never
It was, like,
done
such
that
a fun,
before.
like-
That was
Aerial combat's a
crazy.
little crazy.
Yeah, that was hype as heck.
That was crazy.
I
That's
never
awesome.
put 2 and 2 together that every movement I make is gonna make the rest of the group
Yeah.
go tumbling.
That's
Turn into a
fantastic.
Spiral.
I will admit, yeah, definitely for the like physical attacks based on the Bloodhawks coming up, they were going to take double damage,
good.
and they themselves would take damage if they even did injure you guys, unless they got an acrobatics check themselves. So I was having them roll
Nice.
extra for each thing, just to make sure that they could both harm you and get out of the way of danger.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
was a fun
So the
little
one
touch.
that went towards your shield didn't get out
Yeah,
of
that
the way
thing,
of
that thing
danger.
just stand a chance. Just full splat.
Wow.
But all right. Well, thank you so much, guys. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes.
Cool.
Alright.
If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat, and during intermission, one of us will come out and talk to you guys.
Very fun. There you go.
See ya.
Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys are well enough rested, as our party here is as well. Unfortunately, having fallen from great heights and defeated many, many Bloodhawks along the way, and unfortunately one poor giant rodent creature having been ambushed by our party unawares, they found themselves following directly after where Eryndor had told them to go previously, through a cave where they were able to finally sit and get a little bit of rest and time to talk and just kind of gather themselves. Some of them, for the first time, possibly having killed creatures in their lives at any point, really, while others, this may just be a little bit more exciting version of their day-to-day in a way. Now, as they sit in this cave, resting, relaxing around the fire, getting their energy back, they can all hear this low chittering.
There it is.
You all hear just a light tapping
Uh-oh.
against stone. Off in the distance. And then it fades.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
We're awfully close to a lot of webs that took up the entire entrance to the cave. Didn't like that.
I've never heard a spider make a noise while moving, though. Maybe a crab? That's what it sounded like to me.
I mean, you're used to small spiders. Nothing we've encountered here is small.
I've known tarantulas, which are by our standards giant, but not giant to what you're talking about, that burrow holes. If this is anything like that. But in this land, yeah, I'd be wary. I would like to commence, hopefully 10 minutes of just preparing myself, communing with nature, getting ready to be able to talk with animals again.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Very wise. And without fail, you guys are able to kind of rest up for a moment as you're slowly taking it in and kind of thinking on it. At some point, you feel, okay, I'm ready.
All right.
But
Okay,
nothing
I'm
seems
ready.
to come back your way. No creatures, at least coming towards you. Nothing in your immediate vicinity.
You know, it's really dark and we don't know where we're going. If there was a way to cast light,
Actually, let me try. So I pull out my sword. And I close my eyes and concentrate on it for 1 second. And what happens?
Just as far as concentrating on your sword itself, do you have your what are you looking for currently?
Do
What
have
you-
light.
Okay, so then yeah, without fail, that goes off as you watch, almost kind of like radiating from his hand. First and foremost, you see as this kind of dull static starts to build up around his fist, and starts to crackle and gleam into the blade, and you see where it looks to almost glow red from heat at first. It slowly dulls into a bright white.
Awesome. I guess that works.
How far does that project?
How far does that currently go on that one?
Light. I'll tell you right now.
I believe it's 20...
It is 20 feet.
Okay.
That's good, but what I'm worried about is
20 foot
probably
radius.
a little farther away. I could cast one of my fire bolts, but I'd be
dim light for another 20 feet.
So 40.
About 40 at maximum.
So with dark vision, can I see?
Fairly well, especially now that he's lit it up a little bit more. So beyond that, you can start to make out the space a little bit further down, and primarily just the mushrooms, but in a little bit more abundance. Looking down the stretch of cave, you can see that they start to get a little bit larger the further down you go.
So everything seems to be getting bigger the more we walk through this cave. What an uneasy feeling. But this is where we must go. You know, I haven't noticed us getting bigger, but everything else keeps getting bigger.
I don't think that's how this cave works.
I'm not sure. All this is new to me.
It's new to all of us, but
That is true.
these have been here for some time. We just got here.
Can I inspect one of the mushrooms?
Yeah, for sure.
Are they like covering the entire floor or just scattered?
Just towards the outskirts of,
Oh, okay.
of the like edges of the caves.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll investigation.
Investigation, yeah, sorry.
12.
Okay. Yeah, do you have nature? You have proficiency in nature.
Proficiency in nature? I'm not sure, actually.
Okay. So, taking a good look at it, give it a touch after a time and kind of slowly, hesitantly kind of poke at it. And there doesn't seem to be any spores, any lasting anything as far as effects, nothing shooting out at you, no tingling in the fingers. And eventually you kind of move your way over and you can mess with it a little bit, and it seems to be a mushroom, nothing exceptionally special from what you can tell.
Does it seem edible?
Would you like to eat it?
I would like to see if I could tell if it's edible.
Without tasting it and without knowing, having like studied any mushrooms, it's pretty hard to tell. It looks like a pretty generic mushroom, so there's nothing too off base here. So like pretty much everything is just kind of a light variance between shades of blues and grays within these mushrooms, all seemingly fairly natural. Just large.
Have you guys ever tasted mushrooms?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate mushrooms. We have them on the farm. They grow randomly.
Any that look like these?
I've never seen mushrooms like that before. But I do know that there are some out there that could kill you, and it's nothing that I would like to test, especially in this
Have I ever seen mushrooms
area.
like that?
Probably somewhat similar in a way, but not quite these ones. You're used to mushrooms of a different setting, having come from a different area entirely. So these, as you would know for sure, just from your studies of nature, there are a mass variation of different, flora, fauna, and fungi and whatnot. So no, nothing exactly like them.
Nothing seems to be like glowing from it or emitting anything.
No, not
Are
quite
there-
as
Seems like a
special
pretty
as the
standard
previous.
mushroom.
Yeah,
Are
seems
there
like a standard
any-
mushroom.
Are there any bites taken out of any? Are there any animals that we could tell eating
Investigation
them?
check.
Come on, give me a good one. Okay, 14.
14. From what you can see, there seem to be like very, very minuscule bites out of, from possible just insects in passing here and there on the undersides primarily, but nothing like a full, like, human-sized chomp out of
Yeah.
any of these things.
It doesn't seem like any of these animals like these mushrooms. I doubt we will. You ready, Arlyn?
So, as he asks him, you see Arlyn is like contemplating to himself, holding a lit up sword on one hand and a torch in the other. And I go, does this seem kind of irrelevant now?
I'll take it.
You can't see in the dark.
No.
Okay,
No, I'll be in the back. You take the front, I'll take the back.
sounds good.
I would just like to call into the caves and test my lying to animals boundaries here.
Okay.
Lying to animals?
I'm just like, beware, beware, beware the giant spider eater, and it sends its scouts before it, but you can feel its breaths going through the caves. And then I just like push gusts through the caves.
What?
It's enormous, and its breath can be felt.
Wow. Okay.
Run away!
Just because of what you are attempting, regardless of whether or not there are any creatures, I'm going to go ahead and have you make a persuasion check. There may not be. Who knows? Who's to say?
17.
17. Okay, yeah. Definitely keeping that in mind. So you guys stand there, lit front to back. You got white up front, just the bright orange kind of torchlight in the back. And nothing seemingly calling back out to you. But you do note that your new little dragon friend is quite confused by your allies.
Like, you guys don't pay that much attention to what I'm doing. Just trust me on this one.
And if whenever we start to walk, I just like I do that every couple of steps. I just like scream in like several different tones of voice, like run away, and then I just like do another gust.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I
for
don't
sure, yeah.
understand what your purpose for this is, Cleave.
He's just
I
trying to
know
keep
we
it
didn't have
safe.
good evidence at first, but if the rat possum that we killed wasn't good enough evidence, I think these things do understand me sometimes. So I'm just trying to clear a path.
That was rather strange. I wasn't sure what was going on. I just saw you beating on this rat and proceeded to follow suit with my troops. But that was strange. What happened there? Can you explain yourself?
I've always felt in tune with nature. It kind of bonded me to our surroundings back in Usway Reservation where I grew up. Everybody else sort of resented that we had to live on the outskirts of town and not in civilization, but I've always just loved the animals. Well, when I was sort of powered up by Eryndor, it's like they got stronger and more tangible, more touchable than it ever was before. Like how close I am to nature is like it understands me as much as I've always felt I understood it.
Wow.
Everybody roll a perception check as you guys continue through this cave system.
18.
18?
15.
15. Okay.
16.
16.
I'm assuming the light is quite bright in my eyes because I rolled a 3.
Nice.
You
are
high wisdom party? Is
stunningly
that are we
distracted.
just wise?
Huh?
Oh wait, no. I mean, sorry, you had over 3, but it's still.
Yeah.
Your last thing you did was really good though.
Okay.
It
The
was
survival
pretty
check.
good, yeah.
So you guys continue onward. It's pretty easy to see that at some point there is a very clear straight path and then an offshoot directly behind you to the right that it kind of splits back elsewhere, seemingly back towards the entryway where you guys had just come from, but still completely pitch black.
What do you think, Arlyn? I don't want to go back.
Yes, me neither. His instructions were pretty clear. We must get to the end of the cavern and reach the tree line. So I say we just continue forward. Do you all agree?
I do.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd just like to get out of this cave, so maybe we continue until we exit the mountain.
Run away! Yes, I agree.
Trekking
Every
a little
5
bit
minutes or so.
further,
Gusts.
you guys notice once more another cave behind, but overhead this time, where just at the outskirts of your vision for a moment, as the cave widens just a little bit, the torchlight seems to just barely miss it. But Rodrick, with your vision, you're able to note just off in the corner, you see this widened chasm about maybe 10 feet around, stretching up diagonally kind of behind you all to the left.
There's another way. Again, same thing as in the entryway. There's another way we can go. Do you guys feel like this is the right way?
I don't know anything. I don't know where anything could be.
This
I'm
must
just
be the
trying
right
to
way.
follow Eryndor's instructions.
Does the chasm still lead us east?
Currently, yes. This one's a straight shot.
I mean, it's still following Eryndor's directions. It's just a different opening.
Do you think
As
he
long
would
as
have
we are-
told us, though?
As long as we are not deviating from our direction, I assume we just continue forward.
I agree. I think he would have told us if there were any other obstructions along the way.
I would be careful, though. We don't really know what is inside those chasms.
And we do know that everything in here is ginormous. So,
So if we get flanked, that would be on your watch to keep us alarmed.
I'm standing guard.
By the way, we did leave some meat behind, right, from the possum?
Yeah,
Yes.
don't worry, Cleave.
Continuing onward, the echoed screams of Cleave on occasion breaking the silence. For the third time now, a lot of you pause to note something much, much more obvious as you start to see webbing again. Not light and thin, but rope-like in thickness.
Oh boy.
As it leads slowly, kind of curving along the walls up towards this presumably once open cavernous opening, where instead you see this massive web strung about, closing it off.
There's definitely giant spiders here,
Yeah.
or
I
at
don't
least
know.
one.
I wish we could see further.
If they are spiders, that means watch our back. Well, I will watch forward. And Rodrick,
Yes.
Cleave, can you see in the dark too?
I see fairly well, yeah.
Keep an eye on our surroundings to the sides while I entrust you to watch from above.
Trust me to watch from above.
Yes,
You want me to watch from above, or you want me to watch above?
watch whatever is above us.
Okay, that I can do.
Arlyn, I can create one of my fire bolts and send it 120 feet forward, but the problem is, if it strikes something,
I don't think that is a great idea.
we're just walking blind then.
Not blind if we all keep watch in our directions. And I will keep leading us forward, and we'll
Small
be prepared.
spiders are fast. Giant spiders must be quicker.
That is true.
One, I have no fear we could take. Multiple would be terrifying.
Yes, but what if your firebolt alarms multiple?
Then we run. Either
I'm
way, we would
sure-
encounter them.
I'm sure behind us is no longer as clear as it probably was entering in.
What makes
But
you say
those-
that?
There's chasms that lead in other places you don't think they could come from every direction.
He's been clearing the way, though. Making people scared, or animals
Perhaps
scared.
making sound
so
is
terrified.
the way to go.
Making
You
sound?
think so?
Maybe the more sound we make.
Could you make
I
a
mean-
big sound?
Well, at the end of the day, they're still animals, right? They avoid sound.
Some are drawn to it. Right, Cleave?
There are some.
Well,
I
seems
would
like
say that things that hide in hidey holes usually avoid lights and sounds.
So then should Rodrick play his drum?
If he
I
must.
could. What do you mean? You don't like it?
I think we just need to get you a nicer drum. Where did that one come
A
from?
nicer drum?
Where did that one come from?
This was woven by my tribe.
From what?
From? Woven material.
Yeah.
Listen,
Look at it.
I sing. I don't crochet. I leave that to the others in my tribe. But I do know because I custom chose the skin of my drum.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What is it? What is the skin made of?
It is a form of pigskin.
It's made out of giant spider skin, you say?
Giant spider silk, actually.
The giant spiders better watch out. We have a drum maker. I'm not good at this.
We have. You know, whatever I can say is not going to be intimidating to the spiders. Maybe you should say it.
Well, actually, maybe I feel inspired by you, and I think this might be our time to shine, Rodrick. If you can make it appear as though things that are here that aren't, right?
From time to time, yes.
Well, what if, when I did the gust of wind, could you make either an image of something big that could eat it, like a mouth, or a big sound, like a growl, a snore?
I'm not so sure about a sound.
I might be able to.
You know, yes, actually, I can do a sound.
Well, all right. I think I'm gonna do, well, sort of like when we first met you. Let me try this one. Oh, no, wait. Let me start again. I'm not like you.
Cleave is getting stage fright.
Yeah, all right, but when I do the gust, all right? Okay.
Wait, but do you need help?
Yeah.
Advice.
I don't know. Yeah, what
Maybe
kind of,
from a fellow performer.
yeah. I'll give you my pitch.
Yes.
So I want to do like the sound of all the little spiders running away and saying ah, and then I'll pretend that we're dying. If you can make a crunchy sound, that'd be good. And then after that, I will be the voice of the monster that's coming to eat everybody, and he's like, "Ah, I'm gonna eat everybody." And then you make this like snoring sound, and then I do a gust.
I can make it crunch, and I can make it scream.
Yeah, that could be good. All right, ready?
Yes.
Oh no, it's coming! Everybody run away!
You hear, but like way more dramatic than it actually has to be. It sounds like spines are actually being twisted and torn apart. And you just hear
And then
echoing through the hallways.
after it goes like silent for a second, I just do a deeper voice and I just go, "Little spiders, hear my call. Follow my voice so that I may eat you all."
Everybody first make a perception check for me. And Cleave, go ahead and roll intimidation with advantage.
Let's go. That's what you're helping.
Perception 13.
16.
Okay.
Okay. Doing pretty good.
Something's bound to happen in this cave.
17.
Can you imagine this big spider just watching them do all of this?
Bro.
Was that for the perception or the
Oh no, that was my intimidation.
Okay, roll for
Right,
perception real quick
perception
as well.
Okay. Perception is not quite as high, but pretty good. Let me see. 11.
11. Okay. Rodrick. As you're all doing this, you're listening to the sound effects that you two are producing here, and as he's calling out, you hear a brief echo back that doesn't quite sound exactly like the rest of it all. A brief kind of murmured grunting of some sort from up ahead.
From up ahead?
Yeah.
Guys, there's something up ahead. I can hear it. Should we send Barry first?
No.
No.
He's expendable.
What? No, he's not.
Are you kidding me, Roger?
He's not a champion.
He's his child.
We have no idea what's up there.
Yes.
This poor creature.
We already lost my father on this journey. We won't lose a son.
But who goes ahead and investigates?
I suppose I can go ahead and light the way.
I
A self-sacrifice.
still think that I should light the way with my fireball.
Very, very heroic of you. Very demure of you. Arlyn.
Oh no.
To sacrifice yourself for the good of mankind and the world.
What, just,
Okay.
look, just have them running off scared. We're doing good. Just ruffle the webs now. Do a little swipe. Just a little swipe.
So I start swiping. I start swiping at the webs.
There you go. Very good. Very good. You keep making the sound, and I'll keep doing the gust.
The sound of the crunching?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, the snoring, whatever it sounds, it would make the monster.
Alright, cool. So it's just crunching sounds, and I'm also gonna do like some big footsteps that sound like it's clawing at the cave walls and just like absolute anarchy.
Okay.
And I look at Barry and just shake my head and just keep walking
Just
forward behind these
listening on,
guys.
making all these weird noises. And you are proceeding forward still while doing so?
Wow. What was that?
Yeah.
So, Arlyn, are you going
Someone
alone?
in the webs?
Are you going alone, or is everybody following Arlyn for now?
I think we're following, right?
I wouldn't mind following, but like
think so.
maybe like 20 feet behind.
20 feet behind.
Wow, what a jerk.
Definitely both
Yeah,
my
for sure.
fence post and my fence scrap. Sword and shield, sort of club and
Alright.
shield.
So,
Or
with
out.
Calagon still being the furthest back with the torch, Arlyn takes to the lead, the second set being about 20 feet behind him. Arlyn, you find yourself coming up on these unusual shapes that you can only make out with the light of your sword now. These unusually large hanging shapes at first.
Oh, God.
But below each of these, as you start to take a look, there seem to be similar rounded, clearly eggs below.
I know.
Like on the floor?
So on the floor, there are a series of eggs surrounding what is now a hanging cocoon of some sort.
Men,
Cocoon.
I'll be like,
this
ugh.
does not sound like a good idea.
Spider babies? Yuck. No one should have to defend that. I don't even want it. I only like grown-up spider.
You hear just this faint
Does
from
it sound
beyond.
humanoid?
Make a perception check.
What type of check?
Perception.
Do I have anything? 16.
16. From what you gather, kind of having that idea in your mind, there's definitely this air of like, okay, that definitely could be a humanoid trying to call out.
You said there's a cocoon.
There is.
Above the egg.
Is it
Some
coming
sort.
from the cocoon?
It's coming from a little bit further where it's still dark for you.
Oh, so further forward.
Yep.
Can I see it?
I say,
60 feet.
Not quite from where you're at just yet, I don't believe.
gentlemen, we should tread lightly around these eggs. Please do not disturb any of them.
Did we
But I-
all hear the mumbling?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Or
you
just
probably
Arlyn?
would have all heard it at that point.
But did you guys hear that noise?
Yes. Clearly somebody needs our help.
It sounded human.
Well, that's what we're here for, right? To save.
Yeah.
Let's
board.
move forward.
Do you know where it's coming from?
It's coming from straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
If we get somebody out into the webs, we'll just put some birds in there and fill it back up. Like, don't worry
Alright.
about it.
I'm gonna, what's it called? I'll walk with Arlyn now, but I'm just gonna kind of walk until I see something come into view 60 feet away. That
Yeah, he'll
seems
see it
like
before
it
I
could-
do.
Making your way first to see this massive, just bulbous cocoon-looking thing. You can definitely make out the fact that this first one is just entirely webbed up, just hanging from the ceiling of this cave. And as you proceed forward, there's a much smaller version of that now, just kind of shaking about frantically.
There it is.
What is it? I can't see.
It's looks like dinner for the spider. Got caught
Where's
up.
the spider?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it.
Probably far away. We're scary.
I look above us, and I shine my sword above.
Okay. Again, it has gotten a little bit wider here, so it's hard to make out the edge of the cave, but it does help Rodrick a little bit that as you kind of glare that light about you, Rodrick, you look above instinctively, and nothing immediately around you all.
We could see the top of the cave, though, or?
You can see the well.
Okay.
He
Well,
can see the top,
can see-
rather.
Okay.
He can see the top of the cave. But as you look about, you can start to see just the faintest bit of light from far, far beyond where you guys are currently at.
Guys, the coast is clear. I say, we take this thing hanging, and then we book it towards that light.
How high up is it?
How high up is it?
How high is
The body.
the body? The body is only
flailing.
hanging about like 5 feet off the ground.
Beautiful.
Okay. So I say, I can slash the web if you guys hold the body so it doesn't thud on the ground.
Does it seem like a big body?
Yeah. How?
Not especially. Assuming it's a body. There's it seems very, very small.
Very small.
Do you think
do
Barry
we-
would be able to cut the top of it?
Do we hear the mumbling coming from it?
So, after a brief moment, you see a slight pause in this creature, and then a slight wiggle as this cocoon just...
Okay.
I say,
If anybody
wait-
can hear us, can you go?
Wait. Stop. I'm gonna walk up to it, and with my dagger,
As you say that...
with my dagger, I'm just gonna cut open part of the bottom of the cocoon.
Okay. Very carefully, you kind of slowly edge around and... wow. Proper descriptors. You watch as this slight tear starts to give way as these webs, the frilled ends of these webs start to kind of snap and spring outward as each one just gives way, and at some point you see the weight of whatever's inside start to just overpower the tensile strength of this webbing, and slowly but surely, while you're still there, you kind of instinctively put a hand out and find your hand just holding up, almost kind of forcing back what feels like hair, as you see just blackened hair tufting out from the underside of this web.
I'm next to him. Can I see that it's hair? I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna help him instinctively.
Yeah, so you guys kind of just hands out and slowly pull out this
Yeah, I'm gonna birth him.
slowly wiggling creature as
You get to be a dad too. You get to be a mommy.
you guys are met with the sight of this very, very small and very clearly wounded orcish child.
A child.
Deep
Full orcish or like me?
Deep green skin, tiny little full orcish tusks,
Wow.
and a little mat of black hair. These large eyes looking up at you all as he kind of lays down on the hardened stone in between all these spider eggs. Just
Can you understand me?
Oh my.
You say Rumgar?
What?
You say Rumgar. You
Are you-
are orc?
I orc? Please, in your dreams.
Do we look like or? Hey, that's
Okay,
rude.
all right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am part orc. You
are
are Rumgar?
I am Rumgar.
You are Rumgar. Hello,
Is that your
Rumgar.
name, Rumgar?
Rumgar.
Rumgar. Okay.
Hello?
Rumgar, we have to get you out of here.
We do.
Where is the spider? How big was it?
Rumgar does not know. Where is... Where...
How long have you been there, Rumgar?
Guys,
How old is
we
Rumgar?
gotta get
We
this.
have to get
we gotta
out.
get this guy.
The
Get out of
longer
You know
here.
we
that
are here.
orcs do not live especially long lives. In like the human equivalent, maybe like 5 years old.
We must get out.
Let's go.
Arlyn, can you pick him
He's
up?
clearly holding where you can see that part of his like almost dress length tunic is torn apart, and you can see that somewhere near his chest he's got both hands pressed
I reach
firmly
into my
against
pocket.
him.
Sorry, you want to finish it? I reached into my pocket where I had sort of scrunched up all of the leftover vines from the good berries that had grown, and from that I kind of put it into my palm again, and then I start to just like speak to them like, you can do it, little buddies, you can, there we are, and then they start to grow out new vines again for 10 new good berries.
He
Here,
kind of looks at you confused as
Rumgar?
possible.
Rumgar.
I want you to eat one of these until you get better. You tell me when you feel better. And I feed him one, or I pass him one.
He kind of takes it, looking around at all you people around him, and puts it in his mouth. Doesn't chew.
Good.
Eat it.
Swallow.
We're not gonna kill you. We just saved your life.
Rumgar feels better.
Okay.
Give me one moment.
What?
I take one. I take one, and I chew it too.
Open your mouth, Rumgar.
He opens it, and you can see that he has like the crushed berry still like on his teeth.
I think he ate it.
Rumgar, trust me. It's just
Like the whole thing is definitely like the skin is still there, like he's not swallowed anything.
these are special healing berries. Rodrick, pass me your dagger.
What? You gonna kill
I'm not
him?
gonna kill Rumgar. I'm trying
He
to
kind of
help
looks
him.
surprised for a moment as you say that, and kind of instinctively gulps. As,
Rumgar is confused. Why? How? How?
I want to look down. Just give me. Can I take a look? Just want to check on you. Just want to see you're all right.
you see this kind of circular wound that seems like it's like somewhat infected, as he kind of opens up his shirt a little bit to you.
Buddy. All right, we're gonna wash that a bit. No, we're gonna have
Rumgar
to.
is fine.
Rumgar is not fine.
Rumgar is strong.
Let me.
Rumgar is very
are
weak. Watch this, and I push him over.
He's just kind of like laying, like kind of like sitting upright now with his legs still straight, and he's
But Rumgar will be strong if Rumgar eats his berries.
he starts to kind of like scurry up to his feet.
Rumgar is orc. Orcs are strong. Rumgar is
Can I
strong.
take a look at that?
Cleave
Rumgar?
is orc. Cleave is 1 year
Rumgar
old,
is
but
fine.
Cleave eats his berries.
Rumgar.
Make a deception check.
Rumgar, do you understand the mission?
Rumgar understands.
Do you understand we must get out of here?
Rumgar understands.
Otherwise, Rumgar is dead. Can you say Rumgar is dead?
Come here
Rumgar
close.
is not weak.
We're gonna
Come
be
close.
dead if we don't get the heck out of here.
Come close.
I got an 11 on
Come.
my deception.
He starts to slowly lean in, and then instead starts to walk over towards Cleave.
I'm gonna
So
give
I
him-
walk over there too, and I say, I'm gonna give you a special job.
Okay.
So you see, as I pull my like water skin, and the light on my sword goes out, and I cast it on the water skin. I say, if you can hold this, you'll light our way out.
Make a persuasion check. As Cleave,
I wanna
you
help
feel
him, I wanna
this
help
like
him.
thud
You can
in your
trust him.
side as he's like
10.
Like-
he has been raising me since I was less than 1 year old.
10. He's just kind of like looking between you both now with his hands out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put 3
Give to
good berries
Rumgar.
in his hand.
Just pops them all instantly,
I put.
and he puts his hand back out to you.
I
How's his
put.
belly look?
Arlyn, how do we know
Kinda-
he's even
Take
good?
a look. There's still a little something there.
I give him 1 more good berry.
I mean,
Take,
does
pops it,
innocence
takes
mean
the look,
good?
just snatches the water.
Innocent.
Now pour some of the water over where it's
Baby
where
dragon
you've
is
got the
innocent. You
germs,
didn't
the
think
dirt.
baby,
It
my
might
baby
burn, I
dragon
don't
is
know.
innocent, but you didn't think so.
Well, I thought it was innocent. I just
All right.
thought.
Caps it again,
And just look at it.
and
Rum-
he just
Rumgar.
closes. He with one hand, he kind of like puts one hand over the wound, and then puts the water skin under his arm. Puts his other hand out to you.
Hey, hey, hey,
I
hey,
take
hey, hey, hey.
1 more good berry and I smack it into his hand, but I hold it between my other hand and I do this, and then I pull it out and then I just rub it on the wound.
Cleave.
As you note, as you go back in to do so, there is no wound left, and his just like still kind of sturdy, although child orc skin. You watch as it just smears in like this blue and purple kind of smattering across his tunic there.
And that
he
should
just
keep
kinda,
you
like,
safe
looks
from infection.
shocked and hands out.
And I want to pull some of the spider web and wrap it around it.
You see that he just starts to scoop it into his mouth real quick.
Well, you're
So-
doing good, Rumgar. You are very strong now.
I think you're part of our group, at least until we can get you home.
Yeah, we'll find your home.
We don't even know.
Rumgar will protect
Who
you.
he is.
You are weak. You are human.
I am not human.
You are orc.
I'm not orc.
Rumgar is orc.
And orcs are strong.
Orcs are strong.
Can you lead us out?
Rumgar will protect.
Yes.
He kind of just like looks around for a second, full pause still.
Now hold the water skin up high so you can light our way out. And let's go in that direction to the light.
Rumgar will protect.
Yes, you will.
Yes. Very good,
Standing
Rumgar.
completely still.
So I put my hand on his back and I kind of nudge him towards the
Just push him forward.
the entrance.
Eyes widen even further, and
I walk with him. I'm just holding on to his back like this.
Just
One
keep
step at a
keep
time.
swiping at waves in front of him.
kind of-
We'll just keep.
Yeah.
looks around, and as light gets closer, you see his steps start to speed up, his pace now getting more and more rapid by the second as he looks around with this very bright water skin above his head.
Just waiting
And
for
he
the jump
starts
scare.
going, and he just starts booking it now out the cave.
I'm
Ah,
gonna
boy.
snatch it because I'm right here. I'm gonna try to snatch my water skin out of his hands.
Incredible. Yeah, I guess just make a sleight of hand check.
$17.
17. Yeah, you watch as Rumgar only takes pause for a brief moment where this kind of gets pulled behind his head, kind of forcing his whole body back for a second, and he stops, and then he starts going again, and then after just like 5-10 feet, he takes pause. And he looks around at you all. And he points down at your sword.
No,
Rumgar protect.
I also protect.
You are weak. Rumgar orc.
And that is why I need this. You are strong, so you don't.
Does Rumgar understand we just saved his life?
Probably not.
And he's calling us weak, and
Probably not. I think.
Wait, are you
he thinks
asking
he
him
did all
like that?
I'm
Like
kind
a
of
person
over
like that?
Rumgar, guys. I say let him go, and if we hear some noise in front of us, we know to be aware.
Well, we're at the entrance of the cave, right? At the exit.
Are
You guys
we?
are pretty near the exit now, yeah, where you start to see grass now off at the edge.
Okay.
Something tells me we are going to watch Rumgar die.
Poor Rumgar.
Would you slow it down? Rumgar, come here. I have something for you. And I pull out my
his hands out.
my shovel. No, or a torch. I give him a torch.
You gonna
That'd be a
light
good
it for
one.
him?
Yeah, light him. I'm gonna light up a torch.
Nice.
Here we are. Now you have a fire club.
You watch as he just swings it around.
There you are.
You see he
Rumgar
starts
strong.
baring his fangs a little bit further, and he hunches over almost instinctively as he holds it kind of a little too high, a little too close to the flame.
All right, yeah. There you
and
go. Put your hand down a little bit. Yeah,
starts
just there.
pulling
Now
down.
Rumgar, protect.
Rumgar.
Let's walk through.
Rumgar strong.
Rumgar strong.
That's
You
right.
weak. I protect.
And you watch as his stride now kind of falls outwardly as his knees just shooting out to the sides of him. He just kind of wide stepped, starts marching his way out towards the
Love
entrance of
this
the
guy.
cave. And he kind of looks back at you all as you're slowly kind of catching up.
I'm gonna
He
pass you back
holds
your
his
water
torch
skin.
above his head.
I say, Rumgar, where is your home?
You know, conversations can be had outside of the cave.
I agree, but I'm
With
just
the
waiting for the spider to
man-eating
come
spiders.
attack me.
I think we're like pretty much exiting the cave, right?
We're
As
in
you
the
guys
cave.
are now at the very lip of this cave, no spiders to be seen.
Oh, crazy.
Is there any use for spider eggs that any of you know?
I am not going to mess with spider eggs.
Just curious.
I'm sure there's plenty of uses.
He's like, my use
Steps
is
out.
is to get away from it.
Into the light, where you guys can see now, full light. Rumgar starts kind of walking out there, torch still held above his head for some
Okay.
reason,
Are orcs able to be in the light? That's
and
fine.
he just kind of looks out.
Yeah, we're fine.
He looks back at Arlyn,
That's a good point.
and he points outward. And as you can see when you catch up to him, there's this deep meadow. There's this lush green out before you. And you know that you come from south, so you know, generally speaking, that the ocean follows southward off to your right from where you are currently. But up ahead, you can just see mounds and mounds of sand well off in the distance.
No trees?
But to the north, to the left of you, you can see where it continues on in lush greenery.
So that's a tree line.
Yep. Well,
There's the tree line.
grass at
we
least
made
for
it
now.
to the tree line.
Now what? I have a bad memory.
Well,
We're
did he not
supposed to
say?
follow.
Well, we don't need light anymore.
Wait,
Rumgar,
we're
you want
supposed
to
to
trade me
follow-
for the strong club? Heavy club.
You're just gonna give him a weapon?
Can he carry
Wait,
it?
quick question. Rumgar,
Farther away from him now that we're near the forest.
Wait, just a minute,
I
Rumgar.
wish he would.
Can you stay there? Can we have a group meeting?
I
He walks
agree.
over to you.
All right, Rumgar, you guard.
Rumgar
Rumgar?
is part of group.
Yeah.
Rumgar, stay.
We just need you to guard us.
Rumgar, stay.
Can you take the big
Say
club?
I'm group. Rumgar group.
Rumgar, stay.
You will
Can-
die. You stay.
Uh,
Rumgar, protect.
Okay, you know what? I've had it. I'll say it with you in front of me. Are we just gonna collect pets? Is that what we're doing?
Whoa,
Now we gotta
wait
get
a
him
minute.
home.
Well, first we collect a pet that looks like you, and now we can collect a pet that kind of looks like you a little
Well,
bit.
maybe when you're a father, you will understand.
Rumgar looks around for a second, and you see as his eyes widen that in the cave, for whatever reason, he seemed singularly focused. And as you say this, he looks up at Calagon wide-eyed.
No, Rumgar. Down.
Make
Down.
a persuasion check.
Do I notice this happening?
Absolutely, yeah,
Oh,
for
okay.
sure, without
I'm
fail.
just like side-eyeing him. as he-
11.
11.
Please.
Does a 7 hit
Oh, no.
berry?
Does a 7 hit Barry? I swear this guy's done. No.
No, Rumgar. Bad Rumgar. No.
You watch as
tackle him.
he just kind of, as Barry just kind of falls down the back of your robe and claws at your back for a second, and you kind of have to dodge out of the way yourself.
Can I smack him with the staff
Absolutely.
after he does that?
Give it a go.
Just bop him. Bing.
6. Dang.
6.
So he can't be trusted.
It is still like he's not trying to fight
just
you at
a
all, and
child.
it shockingly does hit him.
Good.
And you watch as you just kind of give him a quick bonk with it,
Okay.
and he just kind of steps back.
What's your problem?
Rumgar kill dragon.
Not this one.
No. That's mine.
Uh,
Don't
Only
touch.
dragon?
Giant dragons.
Barry.
Dragon.
Calagon.
Dragon.
I've made the same mistake
Dragon.
long ago. I thought that, but they're different. It's not a dragon.
I don't like Rumgar, guys.
We cannot. We can't coexist with Rumgar. He's too much. He's
Can
too
you
simple.
imagine
We
having to
just have to get
explain
him to his actual appearance.
everywhere we go, everything?
Yes, but
He's gonna slow us down.
where do orcs even live?
Rumgar understand.
Kind of dropping the edge of the torch into the grass a little bit. He just kind of points off towards like the sand dunes and the horizon.
Is that where you live, Rumgar?
Rumgar lives. I protect.
You live in the
I-
dunes.
Hi, Rumgar. Rumgar, take care. You stay with Rumgar.
How do you know he's not taking us back to his home, where a bunch of orcs are probably not going to be happy that we're there? Is
If
your
we-
family friendly? Are your people friendly?
Family orcs?
Hmm.
Orcs strong.
Not friendly.
Yes, you know, it's the way he just tried to bonk you. Now imagine if it was actually an orc strong.
I think he should
I-
be grateful we saved his
Orc
life, and we
strong.
should send him on his way.
Strong. Rumgar
Yes.
strong.
Well, I'm not
We'll
denying that
just
orcs are
have to
strong.
find
Rumgar
it
orc.
when we see
I
it in the
understand.
distance, where his village, his town. We just send him off. Then we know he's safe. We just go our separate ways.
Yes, but approaching a village, the four of us with him, how do we
Our
know how
goal-
they? How do we know how they're gonna?
Our goal is
Respond to
is
us.
to unite the different people groups that are all hostile towards each other.
That is true.
He's
This
a
is
lot
what we're gonna
safer
be
than
doing.
what he was 10 minutes ago. I think he's.
Last time he was
Maybe.
on his own, he was entangled by webs.
Yeah. Why was he on his own?
Who knows? He's a child.
You know, now
Were
that
you
I think of
protecting
it,
someone?
Cleave, you made a very good point. This could be the unifier for the wherever the orcs are.
Wait,
We could gain their trust.
The trust of orcs might come in quite handy.
That is true, and I can maybe appear to look like an orc. The same
That
way I
I don't
appear to
know
look
if we
like a
should
dragon.
deceive the people we're trying to gain trust
Orcs
from.
really deceive. They're not very smart. They are strong though. Don't. Rumgar.
Oh my god.
I don't know if deception is a good way to unite.
So you have a mama and a papa?
Rumgar. Mama, Papa. Family.
Family. You have a family? That way? Do you know?
That way.
That way.
Where did Eryndor tell us to go?
Not that
Did he
way.
point in the same direction as the
No.
other?
This way.
He's pointing eastward out towards the
complete
sands,
opposite
and
way.
you guys
We're supposed to
are
go
trying to go north.
No, but did he point the same way he's pointed the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, then we should.
We
How
must
far?
go down the tree line. He wants to go to the dunes.
Far or no?
He couldn't have journeyed far by himself. Look at him. Do you have a backpack? Does he have a backpack? Does he have food? Do you have any food on you?
Nothing. He's
just
basically
by
just in
himself. Ah, he
like
couldn't
a
have gone
dress
far.
of a tunic.
I think we should give him a couple berries and be on his way.
Then what are we
have a-
even doing?
You know, we're headed north, but what are we headed to?
A town is what Eryndor said.
Town. Okay.
We don't
know.
even know if he's pointing towards where his family is. He could just
He
be
goes and he
pointing.
reaches out at Cleave's shirt, and he starts pulling you, like tugging at your shirt to just kind of walk with him as he starts moving. eastward.
He could
That's
just
the right thing to do.
he could just think that he's trying to keep us safe. He doesn't even know where. He might not even know where he's going.
What's the right thing to?
Well, I certainly don't know where I'm going.
Okay, I mean,
We do know where we have directions, and it's the opposite of where this man. Or
what are the options that we
is
have?
trying to take us.
Calagon. What are the options?
send him away, forget about him forever.
Send him away, a child.
I don't believe
He
I can live with that.
was almost dead 10 minutes ago.
Because he was on his
Rumgar
own.
was fine. Rumgar is strong.
Sure. Sure you were. That's what I mean.
I think we did a good thing.
Uh-huh.
I think we should send him on his way with a couple of
We
berries.
did do a good thing. The berries would make him full.
And
Or he's
then-
already full.
We move on.
What if he ends up going back into the caverns and getting eaten by a spider?
Well, then he probably deserved it at that
What if he makes his way back home and he tells them about us?
And how
and
we
how we-
saved them?
And how we left him.
And how we saved them?
And how we left him.
I'm a
And how he saved
I'm a
him.
goblet half full kind of dragon.
Something tells me he's just going to remember his last experience of us, not the first one.
He
Hold
pats
on
at you, Rodrick.
1 second.
Rumgar will protect.
And he takes you by the hand and by like the sleeve as he starts pulling you also eastward.
Before we go, I'm gonna ask Barry to take a look. I'm gonna tell Barry to fly up and look in the directions that he's pointing to see what's over there.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah. Takes the skies, and it takes a moment, and you're able to kind of telepathically communicate, feeling generally what he has to say about it. And as he returns to you, you get the sense that it would take very long for you to get anywhere within what could be considered civilization. But that there did seem to be something way, way out there.
What about the other direction where we're supposed to be going? Do we see the town?
Trees.
Trees. Well, Barry senses just trees to the north, and a very, very far away, there's some sort of possible town or village of some sort. So I guess it would be closer to go where he wants to go, but again, that's not where Arlyn told us to go. I'm sorry,
Calagon-
Eryndor told us
yeah.
to go.
Calagon, I'll default to your wisdom, but can I just first say, when you met me, I was just the figure, the orc known as Stirwind around town. I was the tragic but scary, unknown mystery orc in the woods, and I didn't have a home. And you brought me home, and
You followed me.
I could never be more grateful.
I did not follow you to where you wanted me to go, like he's trying to do. You chose to stay with me, and we became friends over time.
Whatever you think is the right move, I'll trust it.
Arlyn,
I just relate
what do
to
you
him.
think?
Instead, Rumgar pipes up. And he says,
Human dragon. When you meet Rumgar, Rumgar was Rumgar.
nods.
I don't
What do you
think he
think,
can
Arlyn?
fend on his own. I do not believe he can fend on his own. I believe it is our rightful duty as adventurers that want to follow our calling to unite the nations, to escort this orc home.
So you believe in uniting the nations starts with bringing a stray home?
What
Very
if
well.
he's the son of the leader?
He didn't like my dragon.
I didn't like that part, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
We-
me neither.
Don't know how they're going to welcome us.
Rumgar will kill dragon.
Are we done?
And
What did he say?
Rumgar will kill dragon.
He couldn't hold that one in.
Rumgar, we'll go with you, but you must not kill dragon. Okay?
Rumgar killed dragon.
No, we can't do this, guys.
Rumgar, let me
Can't
speak to
do
you.
this.
Hey, Rumgar. This dragon is small. This dragon
Yes.
is weak.
Yes.
This dragon needs help.
Rumgar killed dragon.
Not this dragon.
Why not just send Barry when we encounter the when we encounter his village? Maybe send Barry away temporarily.
Send him away. So, someone that needs help, we're gonna send somebody else that needs help away?
Yes, but temporarily.
Just to fly above the tree line for a moment.
Listen, I will go. When we reach wherever we're going to reach, I will leave Barry as a watch, as a lookout, before we enter wherever.
That sounds like a good idea.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'm not bringing him in
Right.
his
I don't know if leaving Barry
village.
alone, actually. That might not be a great plan. Because orcs can flank as well. But if we need to send one or two of us to escort Rumgar
Rumgar. I am
into the
Rumgar.
village, then
I am Rumgar.
then so on. And everyone knows orcs love elves.
What is elf?
So then maybe it would not be a good idea for you to go.
What do you mean? I just said everyone knows orcs love elves.
What?
Have you been around orcs?
No, this is my first one. Well, second, I guess, if you count him. 1.5.
Are there orcs where you're from?
I like him.
Where I'm from? No, I mean,
Yeah,
there's
well.
only elves.
Are you just assuming everyone likes elves?
What is there not to like?
Well, see,
Alright.
the stories I've heard, I don't really think orcs are very friendly to either dragons, clearly, or elves. So maybe it's best for Cleave and I to escort him when we get close.
I haven't known many full-blooded orcs, but I suppose that does have a point to it.
You most definitely will be the connection here with these people.
We can hope.
I can't believe we're doing this.
So,
Rumgar,
Yes.
you're
lead the
going
way.
home.
Okay.
And don't kill dragon.
Just kind of looks your direction without a word. He just kind of gives you like a full up-down, stares at Barry on your shoulder, and then pulls the torch over to you and points at your club.
I'm like, oh, swap. Yeah, here we are. There you are. Rumgar strong. That
Hold
is
it.
heavy.
Both hands just kind of fully encircling around it. You watch as he starts his march off into the distance towards the horizon, where you guys
I put on my torch.
see that the grass starts to fade and slowly get filled in with patches of sand. And as you continue trekking eastward, now you can make out the general sightline of the trees all the way off to the north towards the direction where you were once headed, and you can see as that lush greenery seems to fade around it into stone, and now towards where you guys are, where it is all just yellowed sands, and now upward just shifting sands beneath your feet. That is where we'll pick up next week.
Nice.
Oh,
Our first
Oh my
quest.
gosh.
yeah.
If I had the little talking head box right now, I would just be like, I don't know what his problem with Rumgar. I love Rumgar.
I don't like Rumgar,
so much.
Rumgar is fantastic.
and I don't
Rumgar.
think Rumgar's family is gonna like me very well.
Rumgar's been the best NPC yet, I think.
I think we're going to have to. I think the idea to send both Arlyn and Cleave is really the
best.
only one that
Yeah,
works.
the only working idea, because it's not gonna go well.
Rumgar's
Sending
like
you
my
two
favorite NPC ever.
undefended into unknown. Yeah.
Better
Our
than
first quest
hostile.
is gonna not involve half the party.
I think your best bet would be just sending Rumgar and Barry off towards the village, and
No, they'll be like food.
As soon as
you guys will be fine.
as soon as I see a vision of Rumgar beating Barry with the stick.
Oh my goodness.
Firebolting that guy.
All right, well, we'll be back next week to watch Rumgar versus Barry. And until then, we love you guys. God bless, and have a great week.
Later.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is David Gomez, and I play Rodrick Elwood in The Four Horsemen by Divine Inspiration. And I just wanted to give you guys some encouraging words and actually a little story of something that happened to me this last week during Hurricane Milton when it hit our house. So as everybody knows, there was a very powerful hurricane that was about to hit Florida, and that's where we're based out of. And I kind of took it for granted. You know, us here in Florida, we've been through this 100 million times. So I tried to play some video games that night, and the power went out, like everything as expected. But then I started noticing that water was coming in through my front door, and it was actually coming in under my floorboards. And at that moment, out of kind of fear and desperation, I just started ripping up baseboards, ripping out floorboards, just to stop the water intrusion from coming into my house. And, you know, it was really out of fear, you know, and yeah, I was trying to protect my family, but I was scared for what this could bring to my family, whether it could be a mold infestation inside of our floors or, you know, ruining our dream house that we saved up so much money to build. But as I was ripping up the floorboards, I actually ran into a verse that we wrote in the entryway of our house, and it put a lot of things into perspective for me that night. So that verse, it's actually an excerpt from Joshua 24:15, and it says, "But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And I realized then and there that we are not meant to live in fear. Even in the midst of a hurricane, we are not meant to live in fear. And I wanted to provide 2 verses of encouragement for you guys if you're currently living in fear, and how these could help you and pretty much redirect your mind to your identity as a child of God and why you shouldn't live in fear. First one is Psalm 46, 1-3. "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging." That's very relatable with what just happened with the hurricane. And the second one is Psalm 23:4. "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." And I am living proof of that, of the blessings of God upon my life, the grace of God upon my life in the hardest moments that I've ever been through. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to dig deep into the Word if you're ever feeling fear, if you're ever stuck in a situation that you don't know what to do, and you just out of desperation, like me, start ripping up floorboards and baseboards, you know, trying to find a solution. So yeah, that's this week's Divine Inspiration.